Oh, hello, stream. How's everyone doing tonight?
Hey, guys.
It's kind of chilly in here.
A little chilly.
Indeed it is. It's
Welcome.
actually kind of chilly outside.
Yes. Thank you for heeding the call of Kel'Thuzad and hopping over from Mr. Kyle Ferguson's stream. First and foremost here, obviously this stream looks a little different than the rest. That's because it is different. If you've never been here before, we are a Heroes of the Storm podcast. So tonight we are going to be doing our episode 131 live. We'll be giving away some skin codes throughout the show. And then post-show, we're going to be doing some games, and we'll continue giving out some KT codes. So watch TBK Zord in chat. He will be starting that stuff off. Who knows when? He's kind of in charge of it, I guess.
You left him in charge of it? That's a terrible idea.
Yes.
I know.
Yes. He did a nice job last time.
And remember, guys, we got to be quieter during this stream because there's a sleeping cat. So
there is a sleeping cat.
Oh, yes, I see that.
Sleeping cat
in the corner.
He's cuddled up on the whatever those things are. The dress.
The dress.
Don't wake Mr. Bagelsworth. But yeah, you should be fine, TBK, because last time we were doing an interview at the same time. So
yeah.
All right.
Just if I look like I'm busy, just keep talking more.
I was planning on it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and get this thing going, and we'll do that. We'll just do the things, and I'm ready. Okay. This episode of Lords of the Storm is brought to you by our sponsors over at Patreon, where you, yes you, can also support the show. Just head over to patreon.com/Lords of the Storm to become a patron today.
Heroes, gather tribute and earn my favor. What do you say? Are you ready to begin?
The Archlich of Naxxramas.
Esteemed Lich Lord of the Plague Lands.
Commander of the Dread Necropolis.
Master and founder of the Cult of the Damned.
Formerly of the Council of Six.
Creator of the Abomination.
Corrupter of the Sunwell.
Summoner of Archimond the Defiler.
Betrayer of humanity.
Hearthstone enthusiast.
And Major Domo to the Lich King himself.
It's Kel'Thuzad! All right.
That was everything I dreamed it was
That-
going to turn out.
Oh, I'm so happy with how that turned out.
I shouldn't be happy, but I am.
I apologize for how my lines turned out. You guys outdid me. Not even just a little bit, a lot of it. But anyways, hello, everybody. My name is Greg Gizmozord Parker. This is episode 131 of Lords of the Storm, your weekly Heroes of the Storm podcast. I am joined tonight, of course, by the other Zord Lords themselves, Mr. Ryan, TBK Zord Reader, and Kevin Multizord Ellis. And we got a little bit of things to do tonight. We are taking part in the Heed the Call of Kel'Thuzad event that has been going on for the past couple days. So, of course, thanks to Blizzard for featuring us on the launcher. We got some KT codes for you all. We have some post-show games, lots of things to do. But first, we have the podcast to do, which if you're listening in audio, it's probably, you're wondering what I'm talking about right now. So we're going to see how the other Zord Lords are doing. TBK, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'll tell you, the little end voice, like the gravelly kind of monstrous voice, really takes a toll on your throat. But it's so much fun.
Yes, so that was that sweet voice that was between the two, or mine, before my awful one.
I liked how the little like wrestling thing worked out though.
That was unfortunately my best one, and they were all still pretty bad. That was Ryan though. And you didn't use any effects, right? That was just
No, that was just me.
that's impressive.
I did
sir.
not. I did not know that your voice could get that low.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I'm impressed.
Super impressive. Multi, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty well. Ready to talk about some Keenan and Kel'Thuzad. Ah, here it goes.
Oh man, do we have? Is that an episode title? I don't know.
I don't know.
Keenan and Kel'Thuzad.
I like it. Keenan and Kel'Thuzad. Who loves orange soda? Kel'Thuzad loves orange soda. I don't know. We
He
talked about
do,
it in
he
chat
do.
last week, and it's been stuck in my head ever since. I can't think of Kel'Thuzad without thinking Keenan and Kel'Thuzad. Anyway, so
What have you guys been up to in gaming the past couple weeks? I imagine a lot of Heroes, TBK.
Yeah, quite a bit of Heroes. I played a bunch on yesterday when the patch came out, trying to get some games in on the live server. It's surprisingly much faster to queue on the live servers. Who would have
Yes.
thought? Yeah, it's nice. And then I hate to admit this, but I mean I don't hate to admit it, but I got pulled back into WoW again.
but dude, that's just
It's
because
just it's one of
it's
those
so
things.
cool.
It just happens like every once in a while. It's like, you know how we're talking heed the call of Kel'Thuzad? Well, this is like heed the call of World of Warcraft, and I heed the call. It just happens. What are you gonna do? Nothing.
You've been
7-3 is a
called-
lot of fun.
I've heard
Yeah,
good.
you've been
things.
called for the final battle of Argus.
Yeah,
is
and
underway.
it's pretty freaking sweet. So I've been having some WoW fun along with my heroes as well.
All right, fair enough. Multi, how about you?
Yep. So I resubbed WoW as well, just because I truly do think 7.3 is the most epic content they've ever made, like period in the history of the game. I think I'll go ahead and throw that one out there. Love where they're going with the story. Love just Argus in general. And I actually, so I switched servers. I joined the Blood of the Scribe Guild Boulder Fist US with our friends over at the Lagging Balls podcast. So jumped over there with them and hanging out a little bit. But, despite that, and despite the fact that Hearthstone had a new season rollover, honestly, I mean, we had the holiday weekend this past weekend, little 3-day action there. And of everything, I played Heroes the most for sure, because I'm just loving it these days. I mean, we just finished up the season there. And I mean, I didn't get a ton of time in yesterday, so I haven't played on the new patch too much so far. Got a little in, played a little KT. Enough to start getting confused, right? So I had a game
Yes.
today where we were playing against a Kel'Thas, and I was the Kel'Thuzad. And the whole game they were talking about, man, this KT is really good. And I'm sitting there going, oh, yeah, thanks. No, I take that as a compliment. No, they were talking about the Kel'Thas. And yes, okay, he did pretty well. But that's my point, is it's Kel'Thuzad is the true KT, folks. That's all there is to it.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I have gotten back real quickly into Witcher 3. I had only played a couple hours of that, and I kind of fell out, so I decided I'm going to stick it through. I'm playing with a controller this time and really enjoying it. But more importantly, a lot of time in Heroes, I have spent this last week doing something that I keep telling myself I was going to do, but never did, and that is practice Kel'Thas and Gul'dan. Kel'Thas is one of my most played heroes, but I had not played him since the superhero skin even came out.
Oh, yeah.
Cyberhawk? No, not. I don't remember what it's called.
I think that's the name.
But yeah, it's an
If
incredible
that's not,
skin.
it's close.
And I mean, I know, in Hero League and stuff, you see him all the time. His numbers look really good. He has the quests now, and I've been having a blast with him, getting back in the role to bring him into my rotation for Hero League this season. And Gul'dan is just baller on some maps, so I have to get him down. Still needs a little work before I bring him into Hero League, but a lot of time on those guys. And then, of course, today, playing a lot of KT and been having a blast with him, getting more comfortable
And you're doing
with
it
his
right
combos.
too. Remember, it's KT
Yes, and Kale.
for Kel'Thuzad. Yep, and Kale for
And-
Kel'Thas now.
No one has an excuse, because I would be the last person to get that correct with issues that I have with names. So get on the bandwagon. You guys got this. It's KT and Kale.
It's actually that's not new. That's always been the case. It's just now KT is in the game. That's
true.
how I see it anyway.
It's
So.
true. Let's go ahead and get into some of the stuff here. TBK, what do we got going on in this week's weekly collection update?
So this week we have Chen and Diva and Leoric on sale for gems. We also have Mechatassadar skin, Brewmaster Chen, Pro Diva, Zakarum Leoric.
Zakarum.
Sure,
It's
it's the one
Zakarum.
where he's got the tin can on his head.
Oh, Zakaroon.
Tal'Darim, Zerg Hunter Zeratul, Tech War World Sergeant Hammer, Hardy Lovebug Anubarak.
my
I don't
skin.
know why it's Hardy. Oh, it's because it's got hearts on it.
Did you just see
I
that?
get
It
it.
does.
I just saw that. I got it now. And Heroic Sequel Lost Vikings, as well as the Steel Cyber Wolf and the Championship Banner mounts, along with a Kel'Thuzad themed bundle that's got a bunch of the new skins in it as well.
I see, just real quickly here, I'm being distracted by it. I think there has been KT and Ice Puns going like through all these streams going on throughout this event, and they're still continuing. So keep
Yep.
those guys going because those are fun to read.
Oh yeah. I live for fun.
Yes.
Yes.
Where's
away.
Sham 2 at? I miss Sham 2's puns. Multi free rotation this week. What do we got?
So we've got some pretty cool heroes this week. Yeah, okay. That's the one everyone's done by now. But let's start off with the coolest of all heroes, other than KT himself, of course, is Jaina. So you can play Jaina for free, or you could just buy her and then buy the Dreadlord Jaina skin because it's cooler. Just do that. I'm not really a shill for this sort of thing. I just genuinely want you to play that skin because that's all I want to do. So let's see. We've got some other females here on the list. We got Sonya and Lieutenant Morales and Zarya. And then we've also got a couple of our gentlemen. We've got the Noble Uther and not quite so noble Zul Jin. In fact, not noble at all. And I'm guessing Nazeebo isn't too noble either. I don't really know a ton about him other than that he's kind of creepy. And I'm also kind of creeped out by Muradin, I'll be honest. He's just, I don't know. Maybe it's the beard. Frankly,
What's-
your beard creeps me out too, Gizmo.
That's fine.
And then Raynor, just a little stubble there. That's not quite so bad. So from there on, we've got in the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th slots, respectively. We have Rhaegar at 5, Azmodan at 10, Alarak at 15, and Samuro at 20. So a couple jerks in there as well.
Yeah, I would agree. And is this where, I know we just talked about it pre-show, but I completely blanked out on that. Is this where we want to talk about why people should be playing Dreadlord Jaina besides it's just awesome?
Oh, I suppose we could. So,
Yeah, I suppose
yeah.
we could.
So let's go ahead and do it. We got a tweet yesterday from, what's the Twitter handle?
It's from Lana.
Yeah, it's from Lana. I don't know her Twitter
Right.
handle. Anyways, one of the animators in Heroes of the Storm that was just like, hey, Lord of Storm, you want to know something? I was like, yes, I'm listening. And it went on. I actually had a feeling I knew what this was going to be about, but it was even more awesome than that. So last year, if you guys have been listening to us for a while, at BlizzCon, TBK had an interview with Phil Gonzalez, who is the head of art.
Art director.
Yeah, art director
Right.
for Heroes of the Storm. And we had been talking for weeks up to BlizzCon about Dreadlord Jaina, and Jesse Cox had done this and how the meme started. Well, during TBK's interview with Phil, in talking about art and skins, TBK asked him about Dreadlord Jaina and if we would see that in the game. And Phil's response was, pretty much, thank you. I am going to take
Oh,
that.
that's interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna take that to the
Right.
team immediately. And we now have Dreadlord Jaina, so it was kind of
Right.
just really cool that
It turns
TBK,
out it came from that interview.
yeah, TBK was able to
Crazy enough.
remind him of the greatness of that meme, and that skin has made its way into the game, and it's just a cool little Lord's tidbit, I guess.
That's right.
That we
Yeah.
can
Well,
kind
and
of
it-
put a flag on, but not really.
And it also shows that, at any stage, anywhere along the process, they're listening to the community.
Yes.
If a good idea comes
Yeah.
across, that's kind of what Lana was hinting at in her tweets too, is that, we get ideas from everywhere. And if we hear of or see a good one, we run with it. So, it worked out here. So that's the point. Like, if you guys have sweet ideas, just get to the forums, get to Reddit, chat with
Email
us,
us,
hop
yeah.
on. Yeah, hit us
Yeah.
up. And
Yeah,
We'll see what we can get out there for sure.
And honestly, it might be a little premature, but I have a feeling because we talked about this last week because we went through a huge amount of interviews with Alan DeBeery and all the stuff he talked about, and one of the things he talked about was a new Greymane skin coming, and it just made me think that the official Heroes account retweeted this awesome mecha-looking Greymane skin a few months back, and it just made me kind of think, I wonder if that is going to be a version of that is what's going to be released as this new Greymane skin, and that fan skin concept gave them the idea.
Yeah. So
I think it's possible. There's actually so much like fan skin concept art out there that they have to be looking at all this and at least pulling inspiration, if not just flat out maybe even approaching that artist and saying, hey, we love this idea. Can we run with this?
I've heard something about a shark mane skin as well, which I would love.
Wasn't that one of the sprays or something?
I don't know, but I would love that.
Yeah, Janitor Leoric.
Janitor Leoric.
Yeah, that's been around for a really long time.
Yeah, that's something we've been talking about for a while.
Looking. A bunch of the sports stuff. There was like a home run Leoric skin.
Oh yeah,
like a big old baseball bat or something. Like there's just so much good fan art concept. They can't make it all, but they definitely draw inspiration from it.
Yeah. Well, and just going back to podcasts and how they listen to the community. It's not just the podcast. We mentioned the Reddit and the forums, things like that. But again, our job as a podcast is not only to, provide entertainment, not only to, help you guys improve at the game in whatever way possible, give you the latest on Heroes, but it's also to be a voice for the community. So yeah, if you guys ever have anything, contact us, post on the forums, anywhere. And, if we're not doing a good enough job, you don't think, let us know that too and how we can improve. Real quick, before we get into the news here, I want to give a special patron update. We have a new patron, Laughing Boulder. So thank you for the support, and send us your preferred Zord title for next week's episode, and we will get to that. But first, let's get into the news. Speaking of Reddit, first up here we have a post
skins
and everything. We have a post here made by Red Snap 4H that are most legendaries don't feel like legendaries, and this is just kind of a discussion about the state of the store since 2.0, and it brings up some interesting points here, some stuff that I actually never really even noticed, but makes sense, and that's talking about how the pool of legendaries has kind of been saturated and the prices for those legendaries not really being fair. One of the examples they gave was Executor Li Ming as one of the more recent legendaries to enter the Nexus. And the only version that has themed abilities is the main yellow and blue skin. The other skin tints of that are the same theme, but they are the same color as that main Executor Li Ming skin. Which in a way feels like you are not getting as much content, one, if you buy the other skin. And, his complaint was it doesn't fit the skin because of the color scheme, which makes sense. And I honestly hadn't noticed that stuff before. Another one that was brought up was Thrall. In the elemental Thrall stuff, even if you get the green elemental skin, he's still shooting, red or orange lava instead of green.
Right.
Which, that goes into the discussion of, the art team having to spend more time on it. How difficult that would be, I don't really know, to switch colors, or time consuming, if they think that's worth the price. But their suggestion was, if you're going to do this, have the Executor Li Ming skin, for instance, be a legendary, where you have the full 1600 shards. But the other skins, since it's not getting as much work as that skin, either change that or bump it down to an epic to where it's not as much. Reading through chat, I saw an example that I kind of liked that was if you bought the main skin or had at least one of them, then maybe the other skin tints were a little cheaper.
Ooh, I really like that because then like you're incentivized to pick up the one and then you just it's easier to get the ones you want. I ran into this problem with the Dreadlord Jaina skin. I just wanted every tint in the game pretty much. And I bought the bundle, which kind of helps, of course. But there's still a couple that aren't a part of it. So yeah, I mean, if having purchased those ahead of time reduced the price of the rest, that would certainly be helpful. Because now I'm kind of in a somewhat feel bad moment too, where if I've got the few skins I'm going to use, like the base one and also the Serenite one I really like, if I get one of those others even as a duplicate, it's kind of almost a little bit of a feels bad moment just because there's so many legendary tints in the pool now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of feel them on that. I did not either notice the fact that, you know, some of the ability color schemes weren't matching with the heroes. But that's just because I'm terrible at matching colors anyway. Like, you guys should see the ties I wear to work. Terrible. Brown over a lighter color brown. All right. So.
Well, and I'm not sure it's on every hero. Like, I know, for instance, there's a Diablo skin to where it is changing theme tints, and I believe it's actually the blue Diablo is banned from HGC. And I've been seeing this in game a lot, and then I read it in these comments. I was like, oh, that makes sense, because the apocalypse on that tint is really hard to see.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think it's every skin. And Simpire in chat saying there's some epic skins that do more effects than some legendary skins. But again, you know, how they classified it pretty much was like the amount of work that went into the character. So that doesn't necessarily always mean abilities. You know, there could have been more work going into the actual armor and character art. But yeah, I really do like the idea of if you buy one version of that skin, then the rest are cheaper. I think that is a model. Probably there's people that have a lot of different opinions. Some people probably would hate that. Me personally, that would sucker me into getting some skins, because I'm not really a completionist, but I'm enough of a completionist to where if they're going to make it cheaper for me to get those other ones that I probably wouldn't have gotten, I will get them. Sure. So I don't know. TBK, what do you think?
Well, let's skate on over to the TBK opinion, since we're keeping with ice puns.
Oh, yes,
here.
Please do.
So just I've been thinking about the store a lot in general, because we talked about this, and I know I've had opinions on this in the past. The whole I still kind of wish, and I know a lot of people share the opinion, that you could just pick up any items you wanted with gems, and you didn't have to wait for the store sale. For those that like to spend money or have the extra money to spend and wants, you know, things that are specific, but don't want to spend a whole bunch more on loot boxes just to get shards. Because that's pretty much what you're doing right now, right? Is you're inadvertently kind of in a roundabout way being able to spend money on anything you want, but it'll probably end up being way, way, way more expensive that way to build up the shards you would need. And part of the problem is this huge like thing of legendary skins that have come in. And so I think the big problem with this is there used to be a standard, right? Pre 2.0, there was at least a rough set of guidelines for what a rare skin was, what an epic skin was, what a legendary skin was. Epic skins may have had tint changes and effect changes, stuff like that. Legendary skins usually had like maybe even new voice lines, modulations, brand new animations for abilities, brand new looks or whatever. And rares were usually just either just a straight, here's a new look, and then, or here's like a recolor, right? And so, yeah. And so the problem is once they shifted over to 2.0, we threw out the system of, or at least the rough system of here is what each type of skin is. And it became more of a, well, we feel like this is epic. Yeah. So we're going to market as epic. We feel like this is legendary, so we're going to market as legendary. And that's kind of brought the problem of some legendary skins not really feeling super legendary, or some epic skins maybe feeling more epic than they're labeled, right? So I personally wish they would develop a rough set of guidelines for what constitutes a rare, an epic, and a legendary skin. and then reclassify based on those guidelines. Just so people know, when I go for a legendary, I'm getting the most bang for my buck. This is why this is so many shards. This is why this is so many gems, is because I'm getting this list or rough list of stuff with it, right? And on an epic skin, oh, that's a cool skin. It's got a few recolors, but it's not like a ton of different stuff. It doesn't have new animations. It doesn't have new voice lines or whatever. Okay, that's cool, but that's worth my 400 gems or 600 gems or $4 or whatever. So it feels like the shop, to me, or at least the way I bought items pre 2.0, is much more restrictive to me now. And I'm sure there's other people in this boat. It's more restrictive to me now in the way I spend money than it used to be pre 2.0. I feel like I spend less money from the post 2.0, which, I mean, I guess that's technically a good thing for me, right? Because my wallet is happier and my wife is happier. But it's not as good of a thing for Blizzard because I'm not spending as much money.
And dude,
so
neither your wallet nor your wife need to know, man.
And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just, it confuses me a little bit. And I'm sure they've got data. I don't know what their data says. And we've only been in this new model since what? End of March, early April now. So, I mean, there's probably a decent amount of data now. It'll be interesting to see if when BlizzCon rolls around, we see changes made or whatever. But to me at least, it feels like in my demographic that had like 10 or $15 a month that I would just drop for some of these new skins or whatever. And now the bundles that come out sometimes are very limiting, or sometimes some of the new stuff isn't even in bundles when it comes out. I don't feel like dropping a ton of money on loot boxes just to get shards. That's just not the way I think. That doesn't equivalency. It doesn't match up for me. So
yeah, but that's just the way it is now, you know.
But it doesn't. What I'm saying, it doesn't have to be, right?
No.
And it makes
and it
me.
wasn't
it makes
before.
me
You could
wonder,
just purchase whatever you want.
Yeah,
but...
and it makes me wonder, like, is this system making them more money? Because most of the complaints that I see on Reddit whenever threads come out and such are, I want to spend money, but I can't. Mm-hmm. Or I want to spend money, but I can't justify it because of the loot box system. So that it just makes me wonder that because it just makes me know there's more people like me who are kind of doing what I was doing that now feel like they can't, or it doesn't make sense to spend the money each month anymore.
Yeah, and that's actually really interesting. I hadn't thought about it like that. Pre 2.0, I was pretty much like all in on new content that was coming out. Like 90% of bundles that came out with skins was almost insta buy for me.
Yeah, you picked it all up.
Yeah, which when 2.0 came out, I think I've maybe bought one or maybe two bundles. And that's really interesting because part of it is...
I mean, the only loot boxes I've bought have been the event loot boxes.
Yes,
Same.
I bought one.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I didn't buy that many of them. I just bought like 10 or 25 or something like that. And that was it.
Well, I don't...
And I did get that bundle, which I think kind of offset the need for me to get a bunch of summer loot crates anyway. I mean, I certainly pushed through some hero leveling in that time to kind of make up for that. But you're right, guys. This is kind of how I think of it as well. In the new system, if I'm going to try to churn through a lot of the new content, I don't sit there and think, oh, I need to sit down and buy $20 worth of chests. I actually want to get in and level up some heroes and get some for free. So maybe that's the issue here for me too.
Well,
I probably haven't spent as much money since then.
Yeah, mine is like I love how easy it is to get loot crates in this game, but except for events, I'll never buy loot crates. But I could treat it the same way as prior, that when new skins come out, they're almost always in a bundle. I can buy the gems to then just buy those skins. But at the same time, there's just so much more content coming at us, which I love, with just the new skin tints or helmetless variations, that I'm not spending as much. Most of the stuff I get is from shards from loot crates. I think I still have
Sure.
over
And
6,000
there's
shards.
Yeah.
And there's
So it is
somebody in
interesting.
chat who only wants the Janus skin, so won't buy the bundle.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
it just feels like choice has been taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're the kind of person, because technically, if you get loot crates, you could get some really good stuff in them, but it's a chance, right? Some people just want to say, I will pay slightly more money to guarantee that I get what I want, than maybe spend slightly less on a chunk of loot boxes, but only have a chance to get what I want.
Yeah. And that goes back to them, having statistics and really seeing if they're making money or not, because with them, the person in chat that's just wanting that Dreadlord Jaina skin, not the Zagara and Sonya skins, which I also think are awesome and I will buy at some point, hopefully, that they are probably, with their statistics, counting on that person saving up shards and spending shards to get that skin.
Sure.
That way they're not spending shards on other stuff to that they have to buy loot crates or just earn loot crates. So I imagine that's how the process they're thinking is going. And again, they have the statistics and stuff to see what's making them money. And I don't want to turn this into, how dare Blizzard make money on Heroes of the Storm, because they should. I want them to make money at this game. I want them to continue to improve it. It's just finding the balance between them making money and still making it feel like we can get what we want to get without having to gamble, I think, is the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Gambling's okay at some
That's one of the
points,
things. Sure. And that's one of the things, right? It's just more my feeling of I want to spend money on this game because this is one of my main games I play and I'm good with supporting it. But the avenues for me to spend money on what I want are extremely small. And it's just, like I said, it's just my personality. I am not the gambling type. And so I very rarely will get loot box type currency. That's just how I am. I know there's some people who love the loot box system. I know there's probably a lot of people who think the same way I do. And so the way it is right now, it just feels like Blizzard is saying, we want your money, but only in a specific way. And then I'm saying, but that's not the way I think. That's not the way I want to give you money. So I guess I just shouldn't give you money.
Here,
then
I'm going to say something crazy.
That's basically all you say, but go on.
Make it to where we get loot crates less often, but can buy anything we want in the store with the cash currency. So I have the option, instead of having to, this is something I really want, I don't have the shards for it, now I have to wait for this thing to go on sale or get the shards. Less loot crates, maybe like every other level, but I want this item, I can get it.
Seems good, but it definitely would stomp on the free-to-play players that
It's still,
really like
it's still
the
loot crates I
loot
feel
system.
more often than like Overwatch.
Oh yeah, way more than Overwatch, and
Which
more
is
than
not a
Free
free-to-play
Fire and
game.
Hearthstone.
I would take that trade. I would take that trade of getting less free loot boxes to be able to just straight up
Get
buy
what you
stuff
want.
that I wanted.
I would too, honestly, but I'm just saying there's a giant pocket of people out there who would not, that don't want to spend a dime on the game at all,
And I can
actually like the system quite a bit
completely
as it is.
understand that
Mhm.
because, but if we think about it right now, just comparably, Heroes is probably one of the most generous free to play games out there.
Oh, easy. The 2.0 rollover was the most generous thing I've kind of experienced in a game.
It's insane.
To sit down
Yeah.
to so many loot crates at the same time was, and maybe even a little overboard on that, I'll be honest. Because when I go back and I unlock new crates now, I get a lot of duplicates. And that's fine. Yes, okay, I build up the shards and everything. But I don't know, to have fewer then may have been okay, because now unlocking things currently might feel even more epic. So,
Yeah. fair
not
enough.
that I'm complaining about getting free stuff, but I'm just saying, like, it could have been handled differently.
Yeah, I would very much, if I had to say, I would say give me, if it had to even be a trade off, I would definitely say give me the option to buy anything I want for more gems, or for just straight with gems, and get slightly less loot boxes.
Yeah.
Or if not anything
totally
you
do
want, at least a super, like, way more robust weekly
Okay.
collection
Here's the compromise, right?
Mhm.
Here's the compromise. All new content goes on gem sale for
Just
2
straight
weeks.
up.
Just all new content.
In
Like
not in like,
sprays, portraits, mounts, skins, heroes. I mean, and the heroes are already, but all of that
Mhm.
can be bought with gems for the first 2 or 3 weeks after the content launch.
and in bundles and not in bundles separately.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
I like that.
then they can put it back and wait for the next thing. I would like to play more. I would. Gosh, I just lost my train of thought. I can't even remember what I was going to say anymore. That's terrible. But I mean, heroes are always on. Heroes aren't always on sale for gems, are they? I think they are.
Heroes are.
I think
Yes, yes.
heroes are always on sale for gems. They just go on a gem sale.
Yeah.
Okay, I got it back. I would like to see a more robust gem store rotation as well.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Even at the very least, if nothing else, I would like to see a more robust gem store rotation.
Yes.
Yep.
And
I mean, that's kind of a compromise too, I think, because it's giving you more options, but it's not giving you all of the options. So even double, triple what we have available there now, I think would be helpful.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you guys have thoughts and opinions, feel free to reach out to us through our Twitter, Discord, wherever, and let us know your thoughts. But our next topic here is potential new hero leaks. What? This is another Reddit post by Spellether.
What?
So there's actually a couple different things here. I've seen some YouTube videos of people thinking that, let's see, we have Firebat, Dark Wanderer, Junkrat, Alexstrasza, and somebody else that I don't remember. And then this at least confirms a few of those, or gives them more precedence. This is for Resurrecting Kel'Thuzad Finding the Fun episode. If you look at the screen carefully at 324, the left side of the screen, there is a list on the computer screen that has Hanzo and Alexstrasza above live heroes, resources, list of heroes, and others. So that, I'm not going to say 100% confirms, but at 99.999, I think, percent confirms that they're at least working on these heroes, or they're on their list, top, high end priority of their list.
This one,
I did say something about Alexstrasza, didn't I? A few weeks ago.
Alexstrasza, Sarah, yeah. So I think that gets rid of my aspect idea, but you know what? I'm okay with it.
Yeah. No, so the screen thing definitely seems like a slip up. I mean, we've heard of Blizzard intentionally leaving some false trails out there, but these heroes aren't something that they would just leave out as a false trail. I mean, Hanzo, say what you will of Hanzo mains in Overwatch. I mean, his brother's already in the game, in Genji, and he's just kind of one of those iconic characters. So, and he would just, like, when you think through his kit, it just kind of makes sense as a ranged assassin. And then Alexstrasza, I'm with you, TBK, Dwakens. So to me, like, this leak may be pretty legit. I don't know though.
Yeah,
Hard to say at this point.
I've been asking for this for so long. Ever since they fulfilled my dream and Ragnaros was announced at BlizzCon.
You've wanted to dragon.
I've been on the dragon train. It's not even Deathwing. It's not even a Deathwing thing. I'd actually rather see other dragons before Deathwing, to be completely honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fair point.
And so what my hope for this, and like Kevin said, I think this is a slip up. Honestly, I think this is just one of those things where this was on. It looked, because he was showing the like the paper. Yeah. The paper kit where he basically, it looks like a internal wiki or something they have, writes it all down, and there's links on the side, and what do you know? BlizzCon is in 2 months. So, and Alexstrasza seems like a very BlizzCon-esque hero.
and kind of Hanzo does too. And that's like if it turns out that way, it'll be a little bit bittersweet for me because to me the BlizzCon announcements are the most epic ever. I mean, they save the heroes that are a little bit out of sorts, kind of out of the norm. I mean, we had the first multi-class, we had the first two people playing the same hero in Cho'Gall, for instance. So like, I don't know if that's where they're going with these, and these are the BlizzCon heroes, then I don't know. I hate spoiled spoilers, if that makes any sense. I just hate having that entire experience. So if this kind of spoils BlizzCon for me a little bit, I'll be slightly upset. I mean, I'm super excited to see these heroes potentially that they're being worked on, but you know.
What if it's intentional to troll us again? Who knows? I don't know. But
then it would be patches and like what was the other one? Gammon?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gammon.
I'll tell you one thing that I'm not afraid to admit it. I'm close to a Hanzo main in Overwatch.
What?
I would love Hanzo in Heroes. I love me some Hanzo.
Unfriended.
Yep.
I bet you anything. I bet you anything that Hanzo's trait is going to be 50% of the time your auto attacks miss entirely, and 50% of the time they one shot.
Yep. That's the only way you could fill the Hanzo fantasy right there. The only way. And he can only just shoot in the same corner the entire game too.
And shattering arrows.
You can only shoot one way.
No matter the hero, shattering arrows in front of them, just one shot, dead.
Of course.
Yep. Of course. Why not?
But Anna was on there too. The YouTube video, not this Reddit link.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think the big things that they're the supposed stuff coming out soon. Firebat is on the list, like you said, Anna, now Hanzo and now Extraza. And my only hope for this, and like Multi said, if this is actually the case, yes, it takes away from it a little bit, but I think I'm going to forget about the fact that it got spoiled for me when they put up a big freaking dragon cinematic with whatever else going on and then actually announced the kit and everything, because that's not been spoiled. So it's just one of those things. It's like, well, like Varian was basically spoiled last BlizzCon. Like everybody knew Varian was coming. Ragnaros was the big surprise. So maybe they'll still surprise us. Maybe it'll be Alexstrasza and then some complete, from left field type hero. I don't know. It's completely possible. So I think for me, it's less the hero and more, okay, what does the hero look like? Oh my gosh, that looks awesome. What is the kit? Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. What is the cinematic? Oh my gosh, they did it again. And Hanzo is shooting a dragon at a dragon. I don't know.
Yeah. That's going to be the whole BlizzCon. Just shooting dragons at dragons. I like it.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm super pumped. Firebat has been something I've been talking about since like we started this podcast, and I really want it. Even though there are Firebats in the Merc camps in the StarCraft themed maps.
Yeah, it can be named Firebat.
Yeah, and it named Firebat, and it's not gonna be confused. It'll be much larger, but super stoked for that. Anyways, so let's talk KT patch. KT is live now, obviously, with this Heed the Call of Kel'Thuzad event going on as of yesterday, and now I think I have gotten a chance to play him against in PvP instead of just PvE. And so let's talk about our thoughts. We're not going to go too deep into abilities and stuff because we've done that on previous episode, and we're going to go super in depth on him next week for Hero of the Week. But what are your guys' thoughts? Are you getting more comfortable with his combinations? Do you feel that the tweaking and stuff is right, or what's your thoughts?
I like him quite a bit. Originally I was worried that his playstyle wouldn't jive with me very well. No real escapes, and then of course, you're controlling the map, getting some skill shots off and all that. But honestly, I've already started to find that like if I think of aiming my Death and Decay spell in the same way that I'm thinking of lining up a lot of my skill shots as Li Ming, for instance, I'm thinking of Arcane Orb in particular. For things like wave clear, right? You can kind of step to the side of the wave, shoot one in, and then just let it splash around and kill everything. Mm-hmm. If I'm kind of putting myself in that mindset, I'm starting to get a little better with it. And then, the chains, coolest ability in the game, I think, just flat out. so interesting. It actually does a little more damage than perhaps I thought. And then you just kind of control the fight a little bit. I think that when you've got a chain on you, you're a little afraid, and it kind of changes the way you move. And I've seen that in my opponents as well. Like try to step away from people that you don't want to be chained to, or kind of juke the chain. Try to throw off their skill shot. And that's super interesting to me. That like I am putting you as an opponent in a position where you can then take a little action to try to throw me off, or maybe you throw yourself off and step into danger and just die to like a good Frost Nova route and everything else. So yeah, I'm really liking them a lot. I as far as like tuning and everything goes, the late game, man.
Yeah.
16, and then when you complete the quest, and then 20, I'm blanking on the name of the talent off the top of my head, but the one where you set basically it's kind of like the past and future me with Chromie, where you actually set down a copy of yourself to then throw.
Yeah, for the Death and
more
Decay.
Death and Decay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is such a huge power spike. You just melt people after that.
Okay.
Because by then you're probably post quest anyway. So
I
don't know.
I actually haven't tested that ability yet. So
so good.
I just caught it like the last game I read it and was really intrigued by it. So what are you guys figuring out as far as completing that quest? So I was struggling with that a little bit. It was taking a little longer. However, today I kind of switched up my mindset on it, and it's quick match. The matchmaking isn't nearly as good, especially when a new hero is released. So it's hard to judge if you're playing against like your skill level players. But my last 3 games, I completed my quests before the other Kel'Thuzad was even halfway done. And the mindset that changed for that on me was to stop really worrying about getting combos early game. Just don't worry about trying to get as many people in your W or chaining people, saving your chains to try and chain people when there's a group. Don't do that. Just use those on ability if there's one person out there. Most importantly, on ability, your chains. Doesn't matter if you can't link them to something. The chains is a fairly short cooldown anyways, especially in laning phases. So get that one tick. Even if you can't even chain them back to their building. And it has flown by since, and just given a huge spike in advantage for the rest of the game. I don't know.
Well, yeah, here's the other thing. He doesn't really have a ton of mana problems, at least in my experience. So you can you can spam some of those.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
TBK, how about you? What have you been doing to get your combo or quests completed as quickly, and are you starting to get the hang of combos?
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a very high skill floor, high skill ceiling hero. Sure. And he lives and dies by your ability to land the combos, specifically because everything of his is a skill shot. So unless you take the Frost Blast ult. So it's hard to get used to. I started taking, you just kind of play it safe. You poke early game. And I completely agree with more the chains is kind of low cooldown, so you kind of get it off when you can. I feel like he should have more mana issues than he does.
Yeah,
sure.
To be completely honest, because I'm able to spam pretty ridiculously, and it takes a long time to run out of mana. So I honestly wouldn't mind seeing that a little bit. His damage, though, once you get his trait finished, is godlike if you can land those combos. I've almost come to the realization that Glacial Spike is a must take.
Yeah.
And the reason for it is because you can combo your chains off of it. And that combos straight into your Frost Nova and your Death and Decay. Like it's just such a, especially with quick cast on, it's just such a 1, 2, 3, and they're literally, especially once you have your trait done, they're dead. Like I was just watching videos. There's one on Reddit earlier today that a dude was just basically one string combo, he just annihilated Ragnaros from full health to nothing.
Yeah. I believe it.
Absolutely nothing.
That was post quest, I assume, right?
Post quest with the AoE ult, but the AoE ult's 15-second cooldown.
Yeah,
you miss it.
The global one.
Well,
yeah.
Not only that,
whatever.
So there's a couple things people are suggesting in chat as far as nerfs. yes, mana, the length of his chains, the range on that, I think could come in a little bit. But the big one, the main one for me, is the mana cost on that ult. That's only 15 seconds. It takes like no mana. That should be something, and again, that's something that's hard to hit, but it's more of a deterrence ability, unless you're landing one of your combos, or to drag out objective that's across map, like on Cursed Hollow or something like that. But it costs no mana. So yeah, it's a low cooldown, but that's something that should, if you are spamming that thing, needs to give you mana issues, and it just doesn't right now.
Yeah. And that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of been a trend for new heroes that have come out recently, is no mana issues.
Oh yeah. It's like Blizzard
so,
doesn't even care about mana anymore.
Well, like I said,
Yeah.
I've been playing
Compared to people
Kale.
like Uriel.
I've been playing Kale this last week, and he can have some mana issues. And it's like,
It's
I
'cause
haven't
he's old, yeah.
I haven't experienced that in a while.
If they released Kel'Thuzad today, he would not have mana issues.
Yeah.
I believe this.
Yeah, so it's just kind of a weird thing, because mana should be a balancing tool, and it's just one of those things that at least for the last few heroes, and they did tweak Stukov's values after the fact, because he didn't have enough mana issues, and his healing was showing that, and so he needed a few more mana issues where he had to be a little more careful. It's just a tool they haven't seemed to be using in the last few heroes, and so I love him, but I would like to see him have at least a little bit more mana issues, but he definitely rewards good play and good skill shot use. Maybe a little too much. Hot slogs wise, I think he's sitting pretty close to Medivh right now. He's 43%. That's just kind of whatever. That's going to raise up a lot once people get the hang of him. But I'm really interested to see where he actually settles at, because as we talked last week, Blizzard has come out and said, it was one of the Allen interviews notes, that they are okay with high skill cap heroes having lower win rates. They're okay with some heroes not necessarily being strong in the lower ranks, or for the people who are not as skilled with skill shots and stuff. And that's fine. So maybe KT will end up in that, but it'll be really interesting to see if the pro players get good enough to cause them to actually have to nerf him some, like the Genji problem, just because of how much damage potential his combos do have, and there's not a whole lot you can do about it once you get chained to a glacial spike, right onto a frost nova, into a death and decay, and then what's his I'm blanking on the name. Yeah, his ice chain spike thing. Like that's almost an insta kill on everybody once you have your quest done, except for maybe tanks. So
yeah, so I don't know, it's interesting. How about the other heroes that obviously got changes? Chromie, Leoric, Jaina, and Morales. The one I was concerned about the most was Chromie. Last episode I talked about, I love the changes to her, but that 80 hits with your Q seemed a little high to me. I did not see a Chromie today in like the 6-7 games I played complete a quest. Jaina's were doing just fine. Seemed like good timing, typically between 10-15 minutes. Chromie's a lot of times in game between 40 and 50 stacks. So
interesting. Okay.
I don't know, and I haven't played her yet. I want to, and granted, those aren't Chromie's best maps that I saw her on.
Sure,
but
and it may just be another one of those things that maybe Chromie is now a higher skill cap hero. Like they just moved, and we talked about it. I think I mentioned it last week. The good Chromie players are gonna this is a buff for them, and just marginal Chromie players, this is probably a nerf for them.
Yeah.
It's also hard to say whether those Chromies were like super trying for the quest, or if they were just kind of playing her like you usually did, try to land the proper burst combos and the right targets and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, I still share my sentiment from last week where we were talking about how I don't exactly love that this could change how you play her throughout the game. But so I don't know. Maybe it's possible to finish it faster if you just super like constantly focus on the queue and are obviously good at it.
Yeah. And, that's the thing. Again, this was quick match. There may be even players that didn't realize there are changes to Chromie. There's some people that don't read the patch notes and aren't up to date on that
I'm sure
stuff.
that's the case.
Because it definitely does change the way that you play her. And like I said, I'm 100% okay with them raising the skill cap on her to help out the more skilled players become better carries. But I guess it's just going to be hard to judge really until I get into back into Hero League and Team League to see where those numbers lie. But it's interesting stuff. Again, the Jaina one felt really good. I actually didn't see a Leoric today, and I didn't play him yet
He
either.
is very good and a ton of fun.
He felt really good in
kudos to Blizzard.
PTR.
Oh, I'm trying him out tonight.
One of my favorite reworks. So good. One of the things I am going to try out, especially in the games we play tonight, is a little more Morales, just to kind of get a handle. I've seen some decent Moraleses and just the games I was playing yesterday. So, and like I said last week, I didn't want to roll out judgment on her until I'd gotten some good games in with her. So hopefully by next week, I'll have gotten a pretty decent amount of time with her to see how the new build feels. I like it just in the way that it's more interactive. I do like that because she was kind of a one-trick pony. Let's be honest, and got slightly less so when they added the ability to allow you to explode the grenade on your own. But now there's just a little more depth to her, maybe even a lot more depth to her, depending on the map and the situation. So I'm excited. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, and there doesn't seem to be any number changes, anything like that from PTR, which I know we had some concerns with potential energy things with the 3-second delay before you start regaining energy. So that'll just be stuff we have to keep an eye on and check out as we see more play now that those changes are live. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about the patch going live here? Any last thoughts or opinions?
Just big thumbs up. Like this whole patch was just amazing.
Yeah.
Between there's some amazing new animated sprays that are so good. Some awesome portraits. And then basically 5 new heroes. Or 4.5 new heroes. The Jaina changes were amazing. Leoric changes were amazing. Chromie, I wasn't a big huge Chromie player anyways, so I can't really speak much to that. Morales, I like at least the concept of where they're wanting to go with it, and KT is incredibly fun. If there's a learning curve to him too, so it's just a great patch overall.
Yeah,
it really is. I'm still so surprised that so many reworks came out at the same time. Like it kind of almost feels like we could have paced these out a little bit better over time, but I guess maybe they just sat down and had a really big meeting on the 4 and just knocked it out. So, I mean, I'm happy to see it for sure, but still kind of surprised that so much in such a short span. It kind of, like, we talked a little bit about people who don't follow patch notes or read anything or listen to any podcasts or anything like that. For them, I mean, they wake up to an entirely new game this week. With some of these characters anyway, it might be a little thrown off.
Well,
but
they may not even know.
Exactly.
And we talked about the pacing a little bit last week on, whenever they slow the hero releases down, kind of working these type of reworks into where normally we would have gotten hero releases. So yeah, 4 was a little much at one time, but I, barring a few things, I'm super happy with all the changes, potentially happy with all of them. We'll have to see. Ranked play. So season 3 began with this patch, and this is the first time I am extremely disappointed in my club play not being good enough to get the master
epic
mount.
Yes.
It's so good. Actually, I mean, they're all so good.
It is.
They really are.
So
and all of the tints.
Rainbow Horse is Rainbow Robot Horse.
Yeah.
I must have the slightly larger mane.
I don't
know why.
That's the crazy thing. So this is between the regular and the epic. This is like the smallest change out of any of the mounts that they've had for seasonal play, but it's so much just for that rainbow.
It really is.
Like I want the rainbow main so bad, and I can't have it.
You
I'm not
kind
gonna.
of pretend you have it with that. The lower ranked one has kind of a rainbowy tint to that band of light within the main.
Yeah, but it's not the
That's
main.
the best you can do. It's not the same.
not
Exactly.
the
That's
main.
not the same.
It's
Nope.
not the same at all. And again,
the
it's a
same.
little thing, but it hurts. And I'm not going
It's a
to,
big thing.
you know, I'm not saying I'll never get master, but it ain't going to happen in one season. I'll tell you that. So it's a little out of reach for me, but to those of you that can get it,
Do it.
I'm jealous.
This is the first horse mount in some time I've been like genuinely excited about. I just think it looks cool. Reminds me of like a chess piece.
Yeah.
The knights, you know.
All right. So I won't be getting the mount, but I will be playing Hero League this season again. So I wanted to kind of talk about your guys' plans for this season. I know last season, TBK, you kind of took off from Hero League. I had hopped back into it where I had kind of really just done my placements in the couple previous, but I'm still ramping up into it. I think I'll be playing a lot of Hero League this season, and I really enjoy Team League, and that is the way the game should be played. But a lot of times when I can play, it just isn't the same time. It's not a regular schedule to where I can really be playing this with the same people to push that ladder. So, are you still sticking to Team League this season, TBK? Or are you gonna dip your toes back into Hero League at all?
Man, I haven't decided yet, honestly. Like I really don't know. If I do, it'll be after the first few weeks once things have settled a little bit. The first week or two in New Hero League season is always kind of crazy. They did fix, or potentially at least fix, the upper brackets by allowing the highest of the high MMR people to place up to 1,000 points into Master, which may help that whole Diamond 3 glut that was like a massive skill difference. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I don't know. I've really come around on my opinion that I feel like Duo should be added back. Duo Q should be added back in Hero League.
Yeah.
Like I was against it at first, but the more I play, this is just such a social game for me, and I just enjoy it so much more when I'm playing with people. And so because of that, Hero League gets very low prioritization on my play schedule because I have to play it by myself. And I know there's a huge argument about should we bring Duo back, blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. I think I've come around to the point where I'd say I would like to see Duo come back into Hero League because that would allow you to join me.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, and
exactly.
That is I think with the regularity that I play on an unregular schedule, duos in Hero League would be the way for me to play, because while you can do that in Team League, and it helps get more people in Team League. That's not how Team League's supposed to be played. That's
right. You're talking a 2 or 3 minute queue versus maybe a 10-minute queue.
Yeah.
And in addition to that too, like if I was super trying in Team League, I would do it with the 5-stack. And if I'm queuing with 2, I almost feel like I at least run the risk of tanking my own rating. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's been several times where I've had opportunities to play Team League, but instead of, I'll be playing Hero League, somebody else joins me, instead of going to Team League, we'll just go to Quick Match. Because even though they try and balance it to where, if you're going against a 5-stack, your MMR is supposed to be slightly higher to kind of balance that out with the lack of communication. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, communication.
The communication
means so much.
So important.
Yeah, and maybe if voice chat gets added, maybe that alleviates it a little bit. I don't know. I still am very much on the train. I've mentioned this multiple times. I wrote a several 1,000-word blog post on Heroes Hearth on this. I still really, really just want Blizzard, and hoping and praying that we see this at BlizzCon, figure out some way, whether they use some of my ideas, some of other people's ideas, some of their own ideas, of making Team League the premier ranking queue for Heroes of the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want to see. That's what this game needs. This game is so team focused. You're not going to get fed. You're not going to carry unless you're a bracket or two above in skill level than the rest of the people you're playing with. It's just it's a team-oriented game. Team League somehow, some way needs to become the premier rank queue for this game. And Blizzard has not supported it like that so far. And I'm really hoping that they put the tools in game and the incentives in game to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
Would be cool.
I do agree. And if they're able to get that for Team League, then absolutely keep Hero League solo queue. But in the way things currently are, I do think bringing the duos back to solo queue would be better there. So we'll see.
Yeah, it would just be fun. As for me, we got the new season coming up, but this is the season in which my firstborn son is going to be born. So I think it would be kind of foolhardy for me to super push it because I'm going to be a little busy there in a couple months here. So, but I'll still get in there and try it out. You know, I played a little bit more Hero League over this past weekend than I typically do, and I do like the experience of the draft, sitting down, even if it's just me, to really like try to hammer out the comp with people. Seemed like most of my games were people genuinely sitting down and talking a little bit before the match in the lobby, getting everything planned out, and then, you know, it felt pretty good. So I could see myself doing that some more. But I am in the camp where I have the most fun in this game when I'm just playing with at least someone else. And yeah, duoing for Hero League would help for that, for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into some HGC talk. TBK! What do we got going on in the good old HGC leading up to BlizzCon here?
Oh, we got so much cool stuff.
So much.
First off, the Heroes Esports Twitter announced the schedule for the patching that's coming out. So week 8, which is coming up this weekend, will be played on the Garrosh balance patch that we were just on. And that one had a lot of balance changes. Like, I think that was the huge, like, sweeping support balance changes. Ariel lost her big level 7 that I'm forgetting the name of the town of. That's okay. It's the one that reduced healing like to 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
That's gone now. So that this is going to be a really interesting weekend with all those balance patch stuff. Then week 9 is going to be on the Kel'Thuzad patch that we got yesterday with Kel'Thuzad disabled, and then week 10 will be on the Kel'Thuzad patch with Kel'Thuzad enabled. So we're only going to have to wait 2 more weeks to potentially see Kel'Thuzad played.
And I really hope we do. I hope that if anyone can master the high skill cap of KT, it's them, right? So if he works in any comps, we'll see him, I think.
Yeah, I am super stoked to see him. I want to see him played at a high level because I think it's going to be one of the more entertaining things to watch in Heroes.
Oh, it could be incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, it could.
Like, pros have already come out and said, even though this is a very anti-mage meta because of the dive, KT does have a really good anti-dive talent at level 4 with the armor, which is really interesting that's kind of built into him just in case you are up against that type of comp. Or, as we are in right now, the meta is just a very dive-heavy meta. So that should be really interesting to see. And pros have already come out and said he's going to get played.
Yeah.
Which after seeing 1 or 2 really good KTs in my quick match games already, I can completely understand. Mm-hmm. Like, he's got a lot of potential.
I just want to confirm something here real quick for chat. Are people, for the giveaways, do they need to say KT after every win, or is it they've said KT once is going through?
If you said KT once, you're entered.
Okay, there we go.
There you go, chat.
There you go, chat. You only need
There
to
you go,
say it
chat.
once, and then you're good to go for all the giveaways. All the giveaways.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right.
And for those that are listening on audio, we'll hopefully have something where you can try and win a code as well. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
As far as this last weekend, the gap between the big teams is opening up more, and unfortunately, Tempo Storm is falling.
Yeah.
Gale Force and Roll20 now have pretty much solidified themselves on top, and Tempo Storm may actually be fighting for that BlizzCon spot. There's a very good chance, actually, they might not even make it. Team Freedom is technically in third right now, and Tempo Storm is actually in fourth place in the standings. As far as the Crucible is looking, obviously, even in death right now is just the weak link in the NAHGC, and so we will almost certainly see them in the Crucible. But Leg Force actually came out really strong the week before last, won both their games, and so depending on how things go, we might potentially see superstars in the Crucible.
Yeah, they could
Instead
surpass
of-
him.
Instead of the old Naventic, now Leg Force with the sweet sloth logo. I want that in game so bad. Just like boom, sloth.
Sloth sprays.
I have a question here that I could look up, but I'll keep forgetting, and it's really been bothering me. I cannot remember the name of Space Station Gaming prior to Space Station Gaming. What was their team
No
name?
Tomorrow.
Yep.
Yep. No
Knew
Tomorrow.
it. I knew it. Okay. It's been better.
Yeah. So definitely check out the games this weekend. It's just going to get even better. There should be a decent meta change just because of that huge garage balance patch that we just switched out of. Lots of different support changes in there. So I'm excited to watch some of the games this weekend. Should be really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see Gale Force back on top. It's unfortunate to Tempo Storm. Although this, in all honesty, since there's been professional heroes, it's kind of been the same trend over to where they just kind of start. We have a top team for a while, and then they just, instead of dropping to 2 or 3, they seem to start dropping below the 50th percentile.
This did
Tempo
happen
Storm
to
is
Tempo Storm as an org earlier.
Yeah.
The older team. So I
Well,
don't know if they're running into the same kind of drama issues or anything over there, but
yeah. I mean, Naventic was dominant for a while. They fell off hard. Cloud9 was dominant. They fell off not as hard. And then now Tempo Storm is kind of lessening it a little bit, and hopefully they can pick it back up because they're always really fun to watch. But, we'll see if Gale Force can keep this going and then, stay in the top contender spot. I don't know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. The big thing I think is going to be the battle for that third BlizzCon spot, especially in NA. And I mean in Europe, most everyone is doing really well. There's 5 or 6 teams that are just doing really well in Europe. Fnatic has continued their just incredible run, and if there's any series you watched from last weekend, watch the Dignitas Fnatic series.
oh, I've heard it's nuts. I need to.
So nuts.
Mm-hmm. Some
Like-
kind of comeback somewhere. I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, though there was it was either game 2 or 3, and it was literally the most insane core fight I've ever seen in my entire life. It was mind-boggling what Fnatic does. So definitely go check that out if you've got the time.
Yep. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to community content this week. We've got really an awesome shout out this week, TBK. So go ahead and kick that off.
I was privileged to be involved with the Heroes for Harvey charity stream that went on this weekend. There was a big 72-hour stream made up of 25 different streamers. And we all streamed in 2 to 4 hour time blocks for the most part to try and raise money for hurricane relief for Texas and Houston. We had initially set the goal at $10,000. They hit that. They set a new goal. They hit that. And then they ended up raising over $15,000 from the
Crazy.
Heroes community in the 72-hour stream. Heroes community, you guys are freaking awesome.
Yeah, and
Like, it's insane.
it's really neat. And I, shortly after this stream ended, I actually joined Convert to Raid, and we did just a 3.5, 4 hour stream to raise another $1,500, not 15,000. And
Still, yeah.
it like the Heroes community, really just Blizzard community in general, have always
But specifically the Heroes community.
But specifically, yeah,
That's a lot of money straight out of here.
you know, this time. But I'm just saying, like, for really unfortunate events like this, obviously we see people not just in the gaming community, but communities come together all over to kind of lift each other up. But it's really special to be involved in a community like this that is that dedicated to helping out, you know, other people. Not
very
even just other
very
gamers.
giving.
It's
very giving.
Like any charity stuff. I mean, we put on the Heroes Charity Brawl yearly. We did our second year this year, and we raised money for Make-A-Wish. And the Heroes community, in just our short 4-hour stream, blew past our $5,000 goal for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the Heroes community blows past a $10,000 goal for a 72-hour stream and hits 15K. So insane. So thanks to everybody who watched that, who donated.
And
There's probably it's a new channel, twitch.tv/heroes for charity. I think they're probably going to be running something for Florida
yes,
as
I
well.
would imagine
sometime.
so. Yeah.
yeah,
Are they looking into the fires in the Northwest at all too?
yeah, on the west
I
side.
do not know.
I have
But there's a lot of crap happening
There's
right
too
now.
much happening, frankly. Yeah, Irma's looking really scary. So if anyone out there is, you know, possibly in the path there, just our thoughts are with you for sure.
Yeah, and you know, thankfully for myself, just moving out of Florida about a month ago, I'm not down there, but I still have family down there. I know we have a lot of listeners down there, a lot of people in the community.
We just
Jay-How,
moved from back there.
Jay
so
Howe, I
you know
know, is
people.
down there. So if you guys are down in Florida, you know, we're keeping you all on our thoughts and hoping that this, you know, dies down or veers off. But, you know, the people that are getting hit in the islands right now as well.
Yeah.
You guys are on our thoughts. So,
Yep. So a huge shout out to those guys and to the Heroes community in general. You guys did amazing. Also, on my community content shout out is another. It's I'm linking it in chat. It'll be in the show notes. lordsofthestorm.libsyn.com. It's hilarious. It's the same dude who did the fake April Fool's movie, and it's just like a little machinima Heroes movie about a little pool party. And it's hilarious. So go check that out.
you sent me down a dark rabbit hole with these things. I just kept watching them, and I think my favorite one was Abathur Wins the Lottery. Is a guy.
I don't think I've seen that one.
It's this guy does voiceovers for a couple different characters, and it's hilarious. He wins the lottery, and he quits his job and slaps his boss, and then just pretty much walks around slapping everybody. Little Abathur slap, and then finds out he's dreaming, and his boss actually won the lottery, and then he fires him. It's great. It's fantastic. So people can do such cool things with machinima. I'm really jealous.
It's impressive,
Me too.
even given the limited amount of tools that we have for Heroes stuff right now. Because I think most right now you pretty much have to export the Heroes assets into the StarCraft 2, into the StarCraft 2 editor to actually make the movies. So it's impressive what people have been able to do, even with limited tools. Never ceases to amaze me.
This one in particular ended in a swimming contest where it seems like a lot of the characters are trying to pass each other in a sort of race within the pool, like Stitch's doing a hook to pull someone back and then get around them and that sort of thing. I'd kind of like to see a brawl that's like this, like where you're actually just racing people.
Yeah.
Why not?
And that sort of, I mean, you'd have to ban Tracer, obviously,
Genji and
and Kenshi.
This one,
Diva.
Lucio, just wall ride.
Yeah, there you
post
go.
all the way around.
Buff your whole team too. So yeah. But anyway, it was cool. I enjoyed this one.
All right. Let's go ahead, and we actually have a lot of time today for some listener questions. If anybody in the chat room has questions, any question about anything, type it out, and we'll see if
Almost
we can
anything.
get to almost anything.
Were we gonna do our KT thing first?
Yeah, actually, let's do that first. I thought I was gonna do that after. So a couple weeks ago, we did the KT title intro. We had another one today, and it sparked the idea of doing a contest for people to send in their best KT title voiceovers submissions, and we do have a winner for that, and it's Captain Logan, and we'll go ahead and play his submission.
Kel'Thuzad, Arch-Lich of Naxxramas, Lich Lord of the Plaguelands, Commander of the Dread Necropolis, Master and Founder of the Cult of the Damned, former member of the Council of Six, Creator of the Abomination, Summoner of Archimond the Defiler, Betrayer of Humanity, Hearthstone Enthusiast, and Major Domo to the Lich King himself.
Yes, Captain Logan did a very fantastic work with the effects and stuff, unlike I myself did. with
Almost
our
as good as
show.
ours. I mean, it was pretty close.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's really
That was
good.
sweet, actually.
So we are going to get you a KT bundle code, and then we also want to get one over to Core Gaming or Core Zord for actually unintentionally sparking this idea from him just sending in a submission a few weeks back, just for the show, not for a contest. So thank you guys both for that, and it's a cool contest. Hopefully we'll do some more of those later on down the line. Now we will get to some questions. So Multi, why don't you go ahead and hit us with this first one from Sardonic.
Yep. First one here reads, a slightly sarcastic question, but is Blizzard's answer to the removal of cleanse heading towards giving every support the ability to give 50 armor when stunned? Solid question. I mean, we've certainly seen this sort of trend, and in our interview several weeks back now, they were talking about how, we are trying to steer away from cleanse for the most part and replace it with other things. And armor is one of their tools in this toolbox. And yeah, I do think we're starting to see a little bit more of that come up. But I'll be honest with you guys, I'd like to see a little bit more variety. Like other than armor itself, maybe some shielding or just other totally different effects where maybe if I get stunned, I get this little burst heal, or like a heal spreads to the rest of the team or something crazy like that. They could go any number of directions for it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you like to see new stuff, or are you satisfied with kind of the direction they're going here?
I'm glad they're trying new things out. I don't have an answer for it. This is something that's very hard to do. Obviously, I think not necessarily moving away from cleanse, but trying to change the idea behind cleanse is the good way to go, because it feels bad whenever you had a hero with cleanse and that became like the must pick, at least in organized play. Because cleanse is very hard to use in solo queue correctly, because a lot of times people don't even know you cleansed them. So It felt bad that way. They're working it into some characters' abilities. Granted, that's still a talent, so sometimes you got to pick that. And then other characters where they're taking away, they're doing this armor stuff, which I think is really cool. But then we run into, the issue of... I don't know if we would run into the issue of chains, the chain stun meta happening again. But... I don't know. I like it.
We could kind of fight the chain stun meta by having other interesting ways to counteract stuns, other than just getting a little extra armor or something like that.
Well, and then you get into the, decaying stuns or whatever that we've talked about the past couple weeks. I can't think of the term right now. TBK.
Oh, diminishing returns.
Diminishing returns, yes, which we don't want to do. Or I don't personally want this in game.
And the heroes team has said they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, we're sort of starting to see what they want to do. The whole philosophy is they want to get the supports to where you have the ability to pick a support to counteract what the enemy team is picking. So maybe that support pick comes later in the draft and not sooner, right? Morales has got some really interesting new cleansey like stuff because she lost it. One of the things that I really thought was cool on her, and I've used several times, is the talent that allows Safeguard when it is cast on the ally hero to remove slows.
Yeah.
There's a lot of slows in the game now, and there's getting to be more. So having that type of tool, Tyranda's new healing talent that allows her to remove silences.
Yeah.
And I think right now we've just got, there's just so few of them that they're not able to make the impact that they would if they were spread out a little bit more. And I think that's partially because we're still in that weird transitionary state where Blizzard is trying to rework a lot of these supports over to this new system. And so we've got it on some, we don't have it on others. We still have a few that have cleanse left. It'll be really interesting to see where it ends up at. I still personally think we need a few more supports in the game, period.
Yeah.
Just to kind of help even things out. But it's an interesting direction. And I mean, I think I'm okay with it. I can understand why they don't like cleanse, because it's just a one trick pony thing. It's just like a catch all, and they want it to be a little more strategic than that. And they want to give you more choice on those talent tiers, because in any sort of medium to high level MMR type game, cleanse on a hero that had cleanse was almost the automatic choice, or you were doing it wrong, because it was just such a powerful tool, right?
As long as there's any CC at all in the enemy team,
yeah,
I feel like I have to take it. So
yeah, and so now what they're trying to do is they're trying to allow you to pick the healer based on the enemy comp. Okay, so this healer can counter these sort of things. Like Kel'Thuzad's now got something that hurts shields. Morales has an EMP talent she can take that actually hurts shields too, which is really cool. I like that they're adding some more shield breakers in. I just talked about the slow removal with the Safeguard cast. They're moving that direction, and I think I'm okay with that direction they're going to, because don't want a talent tier on support heroes that's completely useless. You want to be able to adapt depending on what you're doing. And so, like I said, I still think we're a little in a transitionary period, but I'm okay with the direction it's heading. I just think we need more supports in general.
What do you think it is? I'm trying to figure out how to word this, because so you're talking right now, we have supports that are built to counter certain things, and they're building those into talents in interesting ways. However, if you are drafting that support to counter that specific thing, that is going back into that talent pretty much not having any option on that tree.
Because you chose the entire character for,
you pick that hero.
Not necessarily, because that hero may be able to counter 3 different scenarios.
Well, that's kind of where I was going. What if, and this may be a horrible idea, I'm not a support main, but these tiers, typically it's level 7, I believe, where they're building this in, instead of having, characters where, they have a level 7 talent that has a cleanse built in, or the armor, or remove silences. What if each talent in that tier did a different thing, like adds armor for stuns, or removes a silence, or a cleanse, and we'll get more things in the game to where they won't be able to cover everything, but they'll be able to fit more team comps or counters, and then we still have more viable talents, or every talent being viable in different situations, instead of kind of having the go-to.
I have good news for you. That's how it is. Yeah. That's how it's actually getting changed right now.
Okay.
That's in a lot of ways how Uther's level 7 is. That's how Morales's is. That's kind of how Tyrande is getting, not necessarily that they always have to be at level 7. We've seen him at 4, we've seen him at 13 sometimes, depending on the hero type. But that is the direction they're moving, is here's your 3 situations that this hero can cover. It's still a support hero. You can still work it in any comp. But if you work it into this comp, or if you work it in against this comp, then you can get an edge by taking this talent for this comp or this talent for this comp.
Okay, that's good. Because last time I supported was right after the Uther changes came out, and it was pretty much always, what was it, Guardian, whatever. That was 75% armor or 75 armor after the stuns.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, when there's just one clear choice, I don't like it as much. But like this Morales change, one of them's physical therapy, where it's what TBK was talking about, removes all slows and reduces the cooldown when you use it. Vanadium, I may be pronouncing that wrong. Plating is the other one, and this must be what prompted the question here. Safeguard grants an additional 25 armor while the bearer is stunned. And then there's the prolonged safeguard, where you just increase the safeguard duration by 50%. So if you take either of those first two, you are, reducing the amount of overall damage reduction you can do over the course of the game. But at the same time, you're getting those extra effects. And by the way, we don't talk about it a lot on this show, but slows are super good in this game. Like, you can use it to edge around someone and then body block them and slow them even more and do all this stuff. So
there's so many slows now. I feel like we're gonna see some executioner stuff come back.
I could see that.
Hardcore.
Or some more counters like Morales that where it's just straight up slow removal.
Yeah. Real quick, want to knock out some stuff I've seen fly by in chat. Do we think not Morales, where'd it go? Do we think the Tyrande owl build is totally OP and broken?
You can hit with it.
I just started experiencing this like the past week. I don't know if that got buffed or people just started finally, a majority of people playing the owl build, but holy crap, that thing can do a lot of damage. When I was streaming some Team League stuff, placement matches to get people their mount this last weekend, I don't remember who was running it, but they were wrecking with it, and it can destroy. So I don't know if it's OP, because you do have to be able to hit with it, but it does feel really bad whenever you get just hit across the map. There was a couple times where Al finished me off across the map. Didn't feel good.
You just get sent straight to Hogwarts.
Straight to
Hogwarts.
That's right.
Where was the...
There was one on where we think the balance level of Brightwing.
Okay,
is
that's
right
one
now.
for you.
Yes, I think she's on the weak side.
Okay, multi.
Really?
Yeah,
I've been liking her. Maybe
I just think she's a little on the weak side. It's been quite a while since her talent tree was touched. So she can sometimes, her mana costs are fairly expensive.
That's true.
And she doesn't have that on-demand healing unless you get blink heal. Overall, I mean, I think with a few tweaks, she would be in a good spot, but she's definitely one of those heroes that could really benefit from a new philosophy talent rework as well.
Yeah.
I think
she just had some changes though. And I feel like the way I'm going with her right now, and maybe you're doing a similar build, I'm not sure. I put a lot into actually getting a lot out of Soothing Mist. So things like the one where you just get more pulses off when you use basic abilities, and then the level 20 where you really are churning out a lot more healing. And I feel like she could, between that and Blink Heal, churn out some healing numbers throughout the game.
She's still good on some maps, and I don't want to discount that. She is good on some maps, but she is not good, or she's not as good in the current meta that is high bursty and blow somebody up real quick, like with the Genji or whatever, because she doesn't have that on-demand big heal that you sometimes need, like the Uther, like the Ariel that we see quite a bit, or even like the Lucio that started to come back a little bit because of that big health buff he got.
Oh yeah, that's actually huge.
You make
health regen.
You make a hero sturdier, he lasts longer. I mean, that can sometimes be enough.
A hero that can constantly heal himself, if even for a little bit. Like if you stack health and health regen on that, I played him a couple times since the change. It was a lot bigger than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
I felt great on him.
He feels really good now. But yeah, it may even be that she's not necessarily underpowered, is that she's just not in meta right now. And you see her used sometimes still on bigger maps, because she does have that global presence still, and that is a very good thing. Fnatic, Smexy loves her, and they've done some really good things with her on niche stuff. But
Okay.
Yeah. Another question I saw in chat, if you don't mind me jumping in here. Paratriad here
yes.
said, yeah, you were jumping right on that. Okay, so what do you think of a team-wide quest? One hero brings it, but all champions build toward it. Love the idea as a concept.
Love it.
I think that there could be some problems to it. In my mind, like you'd have to set it up in a way to where the teammates are still going to complete the quest just doing what they do anyway. I'd hate to have there be something where it's like, do X number of damage to minions, for instance, and then all they're doing is just wave clearing to try to complete this thing and not engaging in the proper team fights or whatever, etc.
Sure.
So I could see that, but the way I'm thinking of it on heroes, like I could see maybe Abathur, like whoever has the hat, if they do X, Y, Z, then you work toward it. Or even similarly, the Ariel Hope, like whoever you've casted the Hope on, if they complete X, Y, Z, you can complete it that way. Maybe they could go about it that way, and that way kind of like the team is contributing. But if you're talking like a map-wide, everyone contributes. I like it. I just think that they'd have to contribute by just doing what they do.
Yeah.
It would also have to be very clear to the team
Yes.
that there was a quest going on that wasn't specifically theirs.
Which they can do
some-
now with some
yeah.
of these new changes to like announcing quests and all of that. Just have something pop up initially that's going, give you your own little quest timer in the corner. Have it be super easy to follow. Yeah, it could be done.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
So I'm glad you pointed this out because I know last week I compared these two games a lot, and I don't like doing that, but I think at some points it's good to compare. Prior to what I'm about to talk about, I would have thought this was a crazy idea. You're crazy. But in League of Legends, the newest hero they released has a team-wide thing built in to where he has his own thing. He never has to go back to the shop. He can always shop no matter where he's at on the map. There's another thing where he can provide upgrades to items for his team. One upgraded item. Yes, which is a really interesting thing. So that, it obviously can be done. I don't know the effects that has on that game, if it's breaking it or whatnot. I don't know. But in a game like Heroes, I love your Abathur and Ariel ideas. But like TBK said, you'd have to be really... that on older heroes, I think it would be hard to go back and build something in like that for people to recognize it. This almost seems like something that could be done on like our next crazy BlizzCon hero. Like we have, Cho'Gall with the two heads. Now we have a hero to where maybe they, I don't know what it would be, but provide big team-wide quests for team buffs. Like an Abathur-ish type that's not necessarily the body, but can do things to work with the team to provide team buffs somehow.
Yeah,
in some way.
Or to go even further, they could have a triple quest system, and whenever you complete, and they're repeatable quests, and whenever you complete them, now that player gets a button to turn on a team-wide buff, or an area of effect buff, and so then those are tools in that hero's toolkit to activate as needed. This would be a great support character probably to activate as needed whenever the quests were done. But the team would know it's like, okay, we got a tribute coming up on Cursed Hollow, and we're 2-2. We need that damage buff. Some sort of something needs to be done. I don't know what it is, but some sort of something needs to be done to get this person's quest finished.
Yeah.
Let's collect more globes. Whatever it is. Like this would take a lot of iteration, a lot of testing, but it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like that because it has. I like that because it has the same feel as even now when you're trying to maybe just edge right over that next talent tier before everything starts as far as a group fight goes. It'd be just another way to incorporate something like that. So I like that idea.
All right, let's go ahead and get to this next email question from Naraki.
Okay, so Naraki writes, so regarding the discussion you guys had about maps and new players, this is going back a little bit, I have a rather simple, in his opinion, and effective solution. It would, however, require a lot of manpower that he doesn't think Blizz is going to be willing to put aside at this state in the game, but I seriously think to do it would become necessary in the future. My proposition is to have controlled tutorial levels for each and every hero and map in the game. After the new player finishes off the basic and advanced tutorials that teach him about the basics of the game and more general mechanics, that player would have to have the option to go into a controlled environment where he could choose a hero and map to be thought about it from the basic things such as how does the map work to like more minute stuff like merc camps, respawn timers, and that sort of thing. And then as for the hero tutorials, they'd go much more in depth about talents and different builds for different situations. These two different systems would have different levels, beginner, veteran, expert, master, etc., and would be totally optional so as to not force any player to do them. If they want to learn more about it, they can, but everything would be in game and easy to access the different levels for different levels of play. Now, I know this is a monumental task and a Herculean job, but it's not something that, like the Heroes team, could be putting off for forever. At some point, they will, in his opinion, need a tool in-game to help out the new players, not to get lost and intimidated by 20-plus maps and 100-plus heroes. And Arceus knows how many talents and all the minutiae in between. By the way, praise Arceus, Pokemon God, right there. Otherwise, they will run into the same problems Dota and League run into, but it could be worse for Heroes of the Storm because on top of multiple heroes and talents or items in the other games, they have multiple maps, which just throws another wrench into the equation. So he was asking, what do we think? Is it too much, too little? Is he going overboard with this? So I do like it. I mean, this does seem like the kind of thing where I probably wouldn't partake in a lot of the tutorials, but I've always kind of like, in really my entire gaming history, even as a kid, I didn't pick up the instruction manuals on a lot of things and really drill down to what do even the buttons do necessarily. I mean, I kind of do in this game because, they released the new kit and I want to just learn about it. But as far as like getting the feel for it, I mean, I at least personally just jump into quick match. I mean, I know there's some people that say, oh, we'll try them in AI a few times to get the feel. Not me. I want to play people. And it's quick match. If I lose, okay, fine. It's quick match. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I can see them perhaps going in this sort of direction. I'm with you in saying that it would require a lot of manpower to pull it off. So yeah, I'm not sure they would do something like this. But, I mean, it is a potential fix because this is all tying into a conversation we had previously about what's the game going to be like when there are 20-plus maps, 100-plus heroes, to have more options to get people in and get their feet wet on different heroes. I'm not against as like a concept. I just think it would be a challenge and an interesting balance to find a way that also makes this interesting and worthwhile for maybe even someone like me to try out sometimes too. So what do you guys think just in general?
I like the thought behind it. My issues with it are, one, the amount of time that they would spend on this, because that is a lot, especially for different difficulty settings. Whenever they do have, little intro videos for the first time you play maps to kind of walk you through the steps of how the objectives work. And two, you can give somebody all these tools, but like Multi said, 90% plus people are not going to use them. They just want to play. They think they know how to do it. And I think that runs into the issue we were talking about last week of people not taking advantage of these things if they were put in the game with the amount of time spent on it. Just thinking they can do it, not understanding why some heroes don't work on some maps, not being able to figure out, what heroes to play on maps, on top of what certain maps do, getting comfortable with the map, that they don't enjoy the game and walk out. That's why last week I was mentioning, they started this with Cursed Hollow. Your first couple games in the game are on Cursed Hollow. You can get at least a feel for that map. But then they just open it up. And I think they need to expand upon that and gate players. As much as I hate gating in games, gate players in a way that, you can play, the heroes that you want to play, but you're learning it in a controlled environment to where, okay, you got Cursed Hollow. Okay, here's another map that you can play. Here's 2 more maps you can play. And the more you level up, I don't know what the level limit would be, but then, bam, now you have access to all the maps, or at least whatever's in the rotation. You're going to have to force people to help themselves in a game like this. I think most people. So I don't know. TPK?
I really like the concept. I really do. As stated, it sounds like way too much dev time for them to ever realistically implement. However, I do completely agree that this game could use more tutorial type content. I don't think there's a whole lot of it. Some of it is outdated. Potentially, you could build in, as a new hero is being developed, you could build in a mini tutorial for them in the try mode that kind of walks you through the basics and how to pull off or potential combos or whatever. Maybe even a talent build. Even that alone, though, would be a lot of extra work. But it's potentially something you could do. You could throw into the development pipeline as you're building a hero as just additional content, and perhaps slowly work your way through previous heroes. But even then, you really have to think about, there's reworks, there's balances going on all over the place. And so that is a lot of content to not only make, but it's a lot of content to upkeep as well. And you have to be very careful about how much dev time that you devote to things like that, because I would say not a large percentage of the base would use them or use many of them. And the amount of dev time, it's, I guess, go back to the WoW kind of meme. That's a raid tier. That's a raid tier. That's a raid tier.
Yeah.
There's always got to be, there's give and take on development time. You can only do so much with the amount of people you have and the amount of time you have. So I would like to see more tutorial content, but I think I would like to see it more geared towards, or more the effort for the tutorial content geared toward the maps rather than the heroes.
That I could see.
Yeah.
Because those come out much less frequently. They get changed in dramatic ways much less frequently. So any tutorial-ish type content you made beyond just like here's the map video, even if it's like a little test level or something to run you through it, would be much more worthwhile and much more bang for your buck. And you'd have to update it a lot less frequently. And there's a lot fewer maps. The map schedule doesn't come out near as often. So that's what I would like to see it geared towards, if there was more tutorial content done more so than heroes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I mean, to try out heroes, we've got try mode.
And
if you just want to get in and get the feel, and you don't really get the full feel, obviously. And I mean, you can try
play
different
around
talent
with
builds,
the kits. Yeah.
But you can at least see what the ultimates do and feel like, and take a look at the cooldowns and kind of get an idea. So I mean, I have definitely taken certain things into try mode before, like purchasing and that sort of thing. So I could see all that. I want to make one quick correction, though. So earlier I was talking about how if I play quick match, I say, oh, well, if I lose, no big deal. Let me make one thing clear. I take my quick matches very seriously. I'm a tryhard, at least in the sense that in the games I play, I'm trying hard. Like, I don't necessarily try hard on the ladder, per se, especially this upcoming season, as we talked about. But, man, every game I'm in, if anyone's sat down with me in a quick match, they know I'm in it to win it. I'm not just messing around. So, and it is true, if you mess around in there a bunch, you do at least run the risk of reducing your quick match MMR and running into other people who are messing around a bunch. So, yeah, a little correction on that one. Thanks for keeping me honest there, Lord Dev.
I was just going to say, and we do have things in the game like sandbox mode to where you could go in and test out heroes on maps, things like that. True. But again, it goes back to, people play MOBAs because, a majority, not everyone, majority of people play MOBAs because they want to do PvP and play people. They're not going to spend time in try mode trying to hammer out all the heroes to figure them out in try mode. And they're not going to do this other stuff that's not PvP on their own. So you have to, I think, kind of gate it like I mentioned. And another positive, I'm sure there are negatives to my gating idea, but another positive that was pointed out in chat, somebody said Mystique, that, well, then it would be a pain for people that have all their Smurfs if they have to go through the gating and stuff. That is a positive. Well, some people have Smurfs. I have a Smurf. It's not good for the game. So that could even help that. potentially a little bit.
Dissuades Murphy.
Yeah, this is one of those things. It's a really unique situation for this MOBA in particular, because not only do we have the heroes, but we do have the maps, and we have a pretty darn decent map pool going, and it's only going to get bigger. Let's go ahead, close out the show here. If we have any more questions in chat, we'll get to some of those and stuff while we're playing games. Don't forget, we are going to be streaming some games afterwards. Continue the giveaways going. But for the podcast, it's going to do it. We're going to cut it. We're going to end it right after Multi tells us where we can be reached.
Well, we can be found in-game by typing /join space LOTS, or you can join our Discord, which is sticking at the top of our Twitter, @Lords of the Storm. We're also on twitch.tv/Lords of the Storm, live Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Central. So check us out there if you haven't already. We're also on Facebook.com/Lords of the Storm podcast. You can send us email with feedback or questions, even long questions, as you can see. LordsoftheStorm@Outlook.com. We'll try to get to those. And if you want to help out the show, there's a couple great ways to do it. You could leave us a review, preferably a positive one. I can't stress enough, like a 5-star iTunes review and just a little tidbit about what you thought about all this is a huge help to us. But, you know, if you want to help us any further, of course, we also have patreon.com/Lords of the Storm, where, I mean, to all who have given any amount or are thinking about giving an amount for what we do here, it still blows me away every week that people even do. And we're super flattered and super thankful for everyone that's helped out so far. So, yep, check that out if you guys are interested as well.
All right, you can also find us individually, myself at GizmoZord on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, all those things, where I have been streaming more regularly here now. Check my Twitter for when I post those schedules. You can also find me on Convert to Raid Presents, the BattleNet News, which covers all things Blizzard, heavy on the WoW, especially with 7.3 out here now. Multi, where can you be reached?
I'm on Twitter @Multizord, and then I'll also point you at our other show called The Cavalry, which is about Overwatch. It's another Zord Network show, live Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. on twitch.tv/The Cavalry Show. And man, okay, so I finally got the chance to listen to their full interview with Moon, one of the main Overwatch streamers, and it was super good. Like, they were talking about streaming in general, kind of his history on it and everything. Just gaming in general, and that I just thought like it had a really good banter between everybody, and I don't know, like it's weird for me, having hosted the show for so long, to be an outsider now listening in. But like, if I were to step away and look at it objectively, which I can't, I really think that show's totally hitting their stride and just killing it these days. So I've been loving it. Check it out.
All right, and TBK.
You can find me on Twitter @TBKZord and twitch.tv/TBKZord. I normally stream Monday and most Thursday nights, so check that out. It's just heroes. Heroes.
All right, want to give a special thanks to our patron producer Ouroboros Sword for helping support the show. Also want to give a special Blizzard, yes, a special shout out to Blizzard.
Yeah, thanks
for
Blizzard.
The feature, the codes, and to all you new faces in chat room. We appreciate you guys checking us out. Hopefully you stick around. We'll see you guys next week, same time, same place, Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central. As we dive into Kel'Thuzad for our Hero of the Week. Until then, we'll see you guys next time. Stick around for the post-show streams and more codes.
Bye-bye.
Here it goes.
I shall do no more.
All right.
Sweet.
I just thought I'd get a Keenan and Kel'Thuzad full circle at the end there.
TBK, Daniel wants to hear the voice one more time, and I actually want to see you do this, being able to look at your face while you do it, just to know
This
it's
is with
real.
no modulation.
Oh, let me pull up the thing so I can do it while you get.
Do you have to like smoke 10 cigarettes right before you do it?
Yeah, it's like let me go like fill my lungs with smoke real fast.
Yep.
Okay, I'm pulling up the thing. Oh my gosh, this hurts my throat so bad, but I'm doing it for you guys. Do you want to go ahead and switch the stream to Heroes?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to
I'm pulling this up.
do that.
Oh, I guess I could get on BattleNet. Oops, let's do that.
Okay. Where did I put this under music?
I was just sitting here waiting with bated breath, just going.
Okay.
Archlich of Naxxramas, esteemed Lich Lord of the Plague Lands, commander of the dread Necropolis, master and founder of the Cult of the Damned, formerly of the Council of Six, creator of the Abomination, corrupter of the Sunwell, summoner of Archimon the Defiler, betrayer of humanity, Hearthstone enthusiast, and major domo to the Lich King himself, Kel'Thuzad.
I mean, I was
So
just
did you
expecting
just-
the one line again, not go all
Oh,
out. Man.
I thought you were wanting me to read the whole thing.
Did you just belch that whole thing, or what's the trick? 'Cause I want in. I want to be able to do this.
That's good.
Oh.
I would say you could like I don't know, anime voiceover or a character, but you would destroy yourself, so you wouldn't be able to
Oh
do
my
it.
goodness, that would be
It'd be
horrible.
so worth it, though.
Yeah,
Just do
TP
it.
Poker. What's your question? Yeah, TPK, you just won a Kel'Thuzad code. Congratulations.
Yeah, we got some bow emotes. Support
Bow
that,
emotes?
Gora.
All right, I gotta get my
Oh yeah, there it is.
game volume good again.
Bring up my Twitch chat here. Oh my gosh.
How is
I
that stream? Is
destroyed-
that music? Is it too quiet still? I'm gonna crank it up a little bit.
Destroyed my throat.
Crank that music. Oh, I
Hey,
have a loot
Kyle.
chest? What the heck?
Hey, Kyle.
I guess I leveled up KT.
All right, that's Why is
All right.
Where did heroes go? There it is.
Where did the heroes go?
Oh my gosh, I want that. I'm buying it right now.
What?
The Bigglesworth icon.
Oh yeah, no, like that was literally the. I love that my wife just texted me and she's like, "What the heck was that?"
What is Grobulus?
Oh, she heard you.
Yeah.
What's a Grobulus?
The Grobulus? That's
boss
the
in
boss in
Next
Next.
round, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's the big.
where's the
Floppy
Bigglesworth
guy.
portrait? Crotchety axe guy portrait.
I could switch to the Kyle portrait.
What's the Kyle portrait?
Let me start with Neo
Give me
here.
1 second.
All right, guys,
Here,
we
I'll
got
mix them.
we got a question here in regards to
Okay.
Betty White. Realistically, how much longer can she possibly have left? She's 97 years old and she is really pushing it. And
I
he's
mean,
sick
she's
of her.
gonna live
How are you
forever.
sick of Betty White?
I was
She is
leaning toward forever.
a sweetheart.
Probably forever.
Yeah.
She actually did this show. It was a few years ago. Didn't get really popular, I don't think, but it was actually kind of funny. Where it was kind of like candid camera, but she had elderly people punking everyone with like these pranks and stuff. It was actually pretty funny.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, I can't find it.
What can't you find?
The Bigglesworth portrait.
But we got to get a game going.
Is that a quest thing? Or is it I'll find it later.
Oh, I think I was looking for the portraits. Kyle, I think
Oh,
you're a
there's a search
spray,
box.
aren't you? Yeah, Kyle's a spray.
Spray.
Yeah, I'll use it. I'll use it in the first game. Okay, I'm gonna
Kyle's a
do
spray?
some Leoric. I'm gonna do some Leoric.
Oh, is it
What? I
Rainer?
already called him. You can do Leoric.
It's Kyle the Rainer thing.
I've got
Oh,
the
you
better
called him?
skit.
No, go ahead. I will do Morales.
You should do Chromie.
Work out the Morales here.
Chromie. Chromie Kel'Thuzad, OP.
All right, where's my Kyle portrait? There it is. Okay.
Got my standard thumbs up spray going on.
I got the watching you Alarak spray going.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I hate
Kel'Thuzad,
that
they
thing.
need to give him the option to ride discs in clouds.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, I do agree. He needs.
They
the
may have
option
run
to-
into model problems.
He might be
with
too
those, because
tall.
he's so tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Standing on top of a Hearthstone car or something. Oh, but it totally makes sense because he's a Hearthstone enthusiast. So why can't he ride on the card? Yeah. I actually it's not something I really brought up previously, but maybe I will next week. I mean, you can tell, but it is kind of hard to tell when he's even mounted. little bit.
Yeah, sometimes. Sub-Zero in chat is asking, do you have any advice for low-level play to learn to play properly and possibly climb to diamond?
I know what you're gonna say.
I would recommend map awareness.
Oh.
Is very just map awareness. Get a few heroes of each role and play them a lot and learn them really well. And then also go check out Kyle Ferguson's stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in chat here. He does streams pretty much every day, and there's a lot of like learn to play streams. He'll go over replays and stuff like that. So it's sometimes it's helpful. There's advice you can give, but sometimes it's better. The next step is just watching somebody play and explain things as they play. I try to do that when I stream. I know Kyle does it when he streams. Watching HGC is really good as well because you can kind of see what the pros do, what the meta is, how they draft, that type of stuff.
Yeah, and if you watch HGC, I'll add on to that. If you're looking to get better at a particular hero, try your best. I mean, I know the screen jumps around based on what the casters are doing, but try your best to follow that hero. And think through things like what's their positioning like, how did they rotate in and out of the group fight, etc. You'll get a lot out of it.
Yeah,
sure.
Grubby's videos on YouTube are also very good.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and there are still giveaways going on. I will say, as another thing for low-level player, we have preached this since the conception of our show. Play every hero on the free hero rotation to level 5 that you don't have to level 5.
Oh, at least.
Is the best way to not only learn how to play characters, but learn their cooldowns of their abilities, and how to counter them when you're playing against them. Is a good one.
And it makes you a better Abathur player because you can turn into all of them.
You
kind of know what you're doing.
All right, so for KT here, I'm going to be going... I've been typically going Barb Chains. What about you guys?
The Death of Decay build's pretty fun.
I like D&D.
All right, I'm going to try that.
I like D&D too.
Like the game?
Yep.
Ooh, I'm hitting some.
Watch, I was
Okay,
talking crap saying like, oh, I complete my quest really fast. Now watch me not even do it.
Yeah, right.
I'll save you, Vin.
I guess Arthas has the top here. I'll let him have it.
Yep, do it.
Never
Come
mind. He
down
was
with
trying
us.
to let me have it. Whatever. This guy was AFK for the first half anyway. Oh, dude, I love the auto attacks on the arc.
Ooh. Almost saved her. Not even a safeguard and full healing beam could do it though. So with Morales, it's going to be really interesting because I took Caduceus feedback, so it's going to make me want to auto attack more to keep my energy up. But I also have to remember it's harder to jump back and forth between characters. You have to turn off your beam to heal up. And then you also have to be using your beam to heal yourself now.
See, I love that. I honestly, like, my main complaint about Morales prior was just the simple fact that, like, you could just leave the beam on someone at full health. That just seemed so uninteractive to me. But now you have to, like, think through.
Yes! Morales auto attacks for the win. Alright, let's go kill things.
Dude, Leoric's auto attacks are my favorite thing in the game right now. Are you
Yep,
kidding
they're pretty
me?
amazing.
Oh, I guess I could come help with this stuff. You guys got to call this junk out.
Map awareness.
Have you guys
Fine.
been going phylactery?
not tried it.
Phylactery's really good. Depends. They have a decent-ish amount of dive.
Pardon me, I'll just kill all these people real quick.
Yeah,
Well, I already win it.
I'm very low on energy right now, so just FYI.
Nice.
That combo!
All right, I'll heal you in a second.
I ain't be worried. Let's push this dude.
What am I at? I'm at 18. This is actually a good map for it. I feel.
I must take up a new position.
Okay.
Right.
But yeah, so someone asked if it had defined map awareness. It's more know your timings, know when mercenary camps are coming up. Just glance down at the mini map every few seconds just to kind of see what's going on.
Yeah, don't be the dude that was just standing in lane while the objective was going on, like I just was. Stuff like that. Does Tracer think she can take me? Actually, okay.
Speak of the devil, I'm out of mana. After we were talking about that.
Oh, you're out of mana?
Yeah.
You've been spamming for the quest?
I mean, I'm already at 21.
Ugh.
I'm getting back real quick because, you
Me
know,
too.
we've got it so low, though. We need to get back in there.
New
I'm guessing they're gonna have
Leo
more
is so
people on
much fun.
defense.
There's at... I can't see. He's at 23.
They've got ours
Dang
about
it.
halfway. So yeah, keep on ours. We can
Just
win the
burn it.
race. Yeah, we can win the race. I'm coming.
I need healing.
Good job, Arthas. All right, just walk through it. Just walk through it.
I need healing. Try to land some damage on the... They really are locking us out here.
All right, we've almost got it. Just push a little bit more. There's a safeguard for you.
There you go. Get this Stukov. Dude, you are landing those poles.
Ah. That's a sucky situation, is the no energy and I have to heal off of somebody else to heal me. That's the rough one. So on this one, I'm actually going to go safeguard remove slows just because they have how many slows they have on the enemy team.
I like it.
All right, let's go help our buddy out and have one top. You might need to, yeah. And chat, just so you know, we will be giving away more codes after each game. For the next hour or so. So be sure to check that out. Stick around, you might be able to win a KT code.
Did a bunch of people leave? Because if so, the rest of the people's odds have improved.
It's true.
I need the cloak. Ah!
Are you trying to get
Tracer
your...
really thinks she's cool.
I have 0 on Phylactery. I didn't
you would
even
like
think
to
about I should have done it this map.
If you'd like to be entered into the drawing, all you have to do is type KT in chat.
I think the tricky part about fighting against KT is just
get the globe.
Having another thing that you have to consciously step out of.
Yeah.
Like his death and decay.
The grenade back into the blizzard, into the... There's with Jaina and KT, there's just so much crap on the ground. It's hilarious.
And it's also
I'm actually gonna take medevac just for funsies.
We don't have a great sneak
I
on
messed
target,
that up
so-
real bad.
Oh.
Messed it up real
Other than
bad.
me.
Ooh, I got 2 globes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I need to remember to be always auto-attacking. That's how I refill my energy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
took that talent at level 1.
And I love that change. I love that talent, and I like that you
I
have
feel
to
like that
kinda
talent
think
is going to
about it.
be almost a must-take.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm cool with that. Like, I like that talent so
I'm
much.
not cool with that, though. I'm not cool with
No.
any talent you have to must-take.
I am
No, okay, fine, but my point is, like, I like that talent in that you have to, another thing to just think about as you're playing.
Sure.
Because I used to try to land my auto attacks anyway, just because why not, free damage, but...
Also, you have to remember to heal full health players much more because that's how you get your health back now.
They're really trying to kill me up here, guys.
Medevac is still bugged. I have not encountered that bug. I have not seen it happen.
Which one's this one again?
Where it just like flies all crazily.
Sounds fun.
It's a crazy
Right, so we're
plan.
ahead in the race, but we're taking some damage. Play a little bit of D just because we're here. See if they collapse in. We've got ults and they don't though, so maybe we can
Yeah,
share
I
it.
need to refill my energy. It'll look like. Arthas, you son of a gun!
Nice, get her off me.
Now we need a tank back here.
I need an adult. Here's the rest of them.
I'm missing everything now. I'm missing everything.
Sure was great, wasn't it? Too bad.
I'm being out KT'd.
They're pushing in.
I didn't go.
I got eated.
A ton of them
Special
just got
spike.
stunned. We can win this. Maybe not.
That was a mistake.
Remember, we gotta really watch that frost blast because people in the radius take more damage than the initial target.
I think Stuka
Slum,
just
slum,
saved
slum, slum.
Anna's life.
Slum.
Try it. There we go.
Tracer is a turd.
Over here.
Hey, remember when you died? Oh, yeah, that just happened. Never mind.
Tried to close the gap on her, but
Ah,
jeez, these guys.
yeah, I agree, Noble. It's a little more on the team to keep track of Morales' energy now, and know when it's gonna get low, because when it is low, it's not just like a mana I can't walk over and tap. I have to let it refill.
Sorry, guys. It was not my intent to play a murky style Leoric here.
But trait value.
Yeah, I'm getting plenty of that.
I want
And the
those
Stukov,
clouds. Yay.
the Stukov really messes up Morales. That's for sure.
The silence. Because, yeah, you stop
Yes.
your channel, don't you?
Yep, and it puts it on a cooldown.
Yeah, so that's pretty serious. Oh, giant slow.
That's bad. That hurts.
Oh, Arthas, you are.
I feel like we're going too hard on this one. I mean, we're probably going to get a kill or two, but...
Oh, Sonya's so low. Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna die to Mercs. I'm gonna die to Mercs.
Looking over there.
I was trying to get my ult off. One pain.
Stitches if we can.
All right. Chains of Ice. Chain Link. I think I want Chain Link.
Try to get Tracer if you can. Stitches is also still really low.
Can you kill him? There we go.
Oh, look at that skill shot. Ah. Okay. What was it
Alright,
doing?
what am I doing? Shields.
We immortals shall return before long, heroes.
Alright, let's do the negative damage one. Woo! You want some Brightwing love? I want some Brightwing love too. Okay, we'll grab these real fast.
How do you guys recommend improving decision making in the game? For example, when to grab camps or even when to defend against enemy camps pushing forward skeeps. So that is one of the things that, I mean, kind of leads to the whole discussion of what's the best way to introduce people to new maps with the map rotation getting big, because it's really going to
Alright, we need to
depend on the map.
defend.
Yep.
And you, I mean, it's just something you'll learn with experience or watching the HGC, especially a map like this where we grab that Merc camp before this objective is typically what a lot of people want to do. I gotta stop talking real quick. I'm gonna get myself killed. Okay, now I can talk though. Like grabbing the that merc before this objective because they're going to push. He's going to continue to summon these little beasts here.
Yeah. Normally, you don't want to just take mercs for the purpose of tanking them unless you're behind and you're doing it to deny the enemy team. Most of the time, you want to take mercs. You either want to be A, pushing with them, or B, like Gizmo said, right before an objective, so that it splits the enemy's focus to where they either have to let the merc push while you're fighting for the objective, or go clear the objective and have less power on the merc push. Because look how much our shamans have gotten done during that time.
I think
even though they ended up getting the push.
I think we were 2 levels up at one point, and now we're 2 levels behind. It's a pretty crazy swing.
That's how it goes. We'll get it back. If that Arthas follows my advice.
Yeah. Sometimes teammates aren't willing to cooperate, and unfortunately, you can't.
I've been looking at chat a lot.
Yeah, no, you're good. Do the armor while your W is going. It's so cool.
Go off when I wanted it to.
I couldn't click on Jaina. KT too big.
I constantly have 3 of them on me. I get eaten by the stitches every time.
I missed that?
Oh my gosh, Arthas. Oh boy. Okay. Miracle time. There we go.
Stuco.
Oh.
Okay, this is good. Big old staggers. All right, we can steal this.
Hey guys, I finally got my 10 globes.
For the last
We
train.
can do it if we do it fast, though.
Bad map.
Oh yeah, it's a bad map for that
Oh,
one.
crap.
I gotcha. All right, I don't know if we'll be able to steal it. We might be able to kill Sonya, though. Nope.
Yeah, that Tracer.
Yeah, she's all over me.
Yeah, this is a rough comp. But we staggered in there, too.
How do you use Glacial Spike more effectively? That is one I'm still learning. Unfortunately, I did not pick it this game for some reason.
So with Glacial Spike, you want to set it up near either near them or kind of to the side of them, because you can always cast your chain onto Glacial Spike and then use Glacial Spike as your anchor point to bring them back in, and that will almost always set up a combo, because you basically chain the Glacial Spike, bring them in, and throw a Frost Nova right below where you know they're going to be. That will automatically get the Frost Nova route and the Glacial Spike blow up on them. Throw a Death and Decay in then, and then if you also, you can look up, what's the name of the ult, Gizmo?
What are you talking about?
Your chains ult.
Shadow Fissure.
Shadow Fissure. Then you just throw a Shadow Fissure on them where you know they're going to be, and you're in really good shape. I can't deal with this burst damage. Can't do it.
Nice.
Tricked him.
Trixie. And like we said, guys, there will be some KT code giveaways after each game. If you haven't yet, just type KT into chat to be entered. You don't have to do it more than once. If you enter once, you're saved. So.
Not really getting a ton out of this push yet. They're about to.
Hey, Lord God, that sucks.
I would almost say this is not a good enemy comp to have a Morales healing against.
Just because of all the burst, yeah.
I would rather, yeah, this would be an Uther or an Ariel.
Guess we should
Personally,
stop this.
probably. Power!
Nice.
We cannot rest in the face of victory, Morpheus.
I'm just running in circles!
If I get this Sonya, yeah. Or maybe not.
Scary. No, Gizmo, don't run away from me! Oh, get out of my frost blast range, though. Oh boy.
Gotta heal up.
Dead. I have your stereo.
Yeah.
Don't want to alarm you.
Yeah, that's a good thing, Simpire. The damage from the spike itself exploding is not that big, so don't worry about that as much. The timing is just using it to disposition somebody, or comboing it with your Frost Nova. Oh man, I didn't get to try the damned return. Oh, I have Phylactery.
Phylactery. Gotta remember that phylactery.
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 Defeat.
Well, it's a decent try. Oh, I felt bad about my deaths, but that Arthas. Whew.
That Arthas was quite the aggressive one.
Give it to the Tracer. She destroyed me.
I never give it to the enemy team. I'll give it to you.
Let's do some more KT giveaways while we queue for our next match.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I want to compare myself to this KT.
Who do I want to play?
I did more damage. That's it, though. He destroyed me.
Doesn't matter.
Okay, and roll. Wear 24 fit. Congratulations. You're getting a Kel'Thuzad code.
I don't even know what my loadout for this is going to be.
Are we wanting to switch it? Somebody want to play KT?
Yeah,
I mean,
I can try.
straight Jaina.
Crow me.
We're going to have just non-stop
Oh my gosh.
spellcasting.
Triple
This
maze.
could be really. Watch us get matched against a freaking Valera. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
right. Or something like that.
I know it's just it's gonna happen.
I could switch to something serious if you guys want.
It's all right.
Why would
actually,
Why would that be fun?
Yeah.
Right.
Play what you want.
Here we go again.
Vanquish the weak. Let's do this.
I got experience. I
What
think.
chat wants me to do another code? Oh, okay.
Fine.
They want that.
You greedy chat. Jeez.
You're twisting
Yeah.
our arms here.
Twisting my arm.
Now, we got about another 30 minutes here. Who's up following us?
No one. We're the last one for the night.
Closing it out.
Sweet. It is kinda
Coldplay
late.
fan 12. I do like Coldplay.
You know how I know, DBK?
I was just gonna say that.
How do you know? How do you
Yep.
know?
I'm sure every Coldplay fan has run into that joke a couple times by now.
Yeah, it's It's old.
It is.
Is Coldplay not here? It doesn't matter. Does it?
I don't know.
Does it? I'm saying
Just says-
ethically. Who knows? But the way it's set up, these people could have just, popped in the chat, hit KT once, and then left. They might hate us. They might think we're awful.
It's true.
Just kidding. It's all right. They like Heroes of the Storm, and we're not for everybody. Not everybody has to like us, but if you do enjoy us, we appreciate you guys hanging out.
Speak for yourself. Everybody has to like me.
Everyone must like me.
Yes.
Okay. It's gonna freaking be forever, because it's just like, how
do we match 3 casters? Is it possible? I tell you what though, Gizmo. So throw down your little time rewind thing, and we'll just drop all of our junk on their heads when they reset.
Just teabag.
Done. Yeah. That's all we need.
That's all we need.
And let us please not come up against like a Nubarak or something like that. Because.
But we like you, Thal.
It's true. How much time do you have left?
Although
30
I don't
minutes?
know how your Thal.
I feel like I
It's
should
so
give another
cold in
KT code away.
Does it cut off at midnight?
Sassafrascat.
Will
Yes,
we have time for a couple
Josketh,
more after this one?
I just noticed that last week, and the 4 fingers really bothered me a lot.
The chromie?
Yes.
I was literally just staring at that.
That's very not okay.
Look, it hurts your hands to look at it. And I mean no disrespect for 4-fingered people. She's clearly missing the middle one.
Congratulations, Sassafras Cat. Yeah, Triple Mage is the future, but apparently the matchmaker does not agree.
Hey, Kyle, hop in
Matchmaker
here.
is going,
Hop in here and you
crap.
can KT. We don't need no tanker support. Let's get a KT and Lee Min going.
Ooh, yeah.
all mage team.
Yep.
Gul'dan, and let's throw Gul'dan.
Just
and
call
Lee
out a
in here.
target.
Gul'dan can be our
Nope.
tank.
Yeah,
Stand there and heal
it's a
himself.
drain tank.
Yep.
It's a drain tank. That's a thing, right? And WoW.
It's the dream in WoW. I don't know if it ever came to fruition, but
Yeah, it's the Janus skin is amazing. It's incredible. Probably in the top 3 skins ever released.
I think
I'm
so.
just gonna say.
Just because, like, they threw away the fears of the silhouette, I think. You know?
Dude, I would love to, and this is something I totally forgot to talk about, because it's been something needed forever, but there's no Janus skin codes, sadly, and there's no gifting in game.
Yeah, the gifting
No gifting.
gifting thing is an issue,
Yeah, it
but we
is
know
true.
they're
When you-
facing issues with it.
When you turn to the dark side, you get abs. I mean, I think it's fairly well documented.
Is that the trick? Because I could do that, like, tomorrow.
That's the trick.
I have no qualms with that. Sign me
KT
up.
doesn't have any abs.
Yeah, not really. Maybe he did in his time, though.
To be honest, though, he doesn't have much of anything there. So I don't think that one counts.
It is, and it would be really useful to have in-game Middle Earthbender, but when we are actually back at the summit for 2.0, that's one of the things that was specifically asked in one of the group interviews we did. And it is just, unfortunately, there's a lot of things you have to do in order to make that happen. As far as tech, legality, and it's not something that they went into, and so it's going to take a while to get it in here, but it is something that they do want in the game, at least from last time we talked to them. Not last time, but at the summit.
All right. It's
Said that
mages
name
and
was Middle
garage.
Earthbender. Love it. Mages, garage, and we've got a Malfurion. If he roots them, and again, we drop all our spells on their head, what are they going to do? Other than nothing.
You're very welcome, Middle Earthbender. There's the second time. Got you.
Boom.
Dude, that's a sweet name. That is references to two things I enjoy very much.
Yeah, we get 2 tanks. Yeah.
We can do it. Although Nazebo has that late game talent, right, where he resists spells.
Yeah, technically.
Oops.
He
Well,
wants
whatever.
to take it. Whatever. Just take the auto attack talent. Makes your auto attack stronger. Ha!
Deal.
Fooled him.
About to start. Get your
Shakira
All
skin
right.
for KT. It's like best idea, NA.
So we're gonna be going mounting sand to try and get this quest completed quicker.
And KT did have abs. You googled it. Well, there you
So
go.
who wants to solo? I have no
Well-
wave clear, so
Oh, yeah. Start
I'll
with
solo, I
10
guess.
seconds.
I'm gonna go Death and Decay if I'm gonna solo.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
When
Multi,
you're-
are you with us?
Yeah. I was just checking talents.
when you're going
guess
death and decay, do you
Performance
still go
is
the
top.
pillar or do you go the increased damage at 7?
7? I usually go Spike still. Just because it sets up so many plays.
All right, Gizmo. Put your sniping
The only
goggles
problem
on.
that Jaina soloing is her AoE clear is on a really long cooldown.
Yeah.
And she does have more mana problems than KT does.
Oh no.
I like this garage.
See, you doing good things?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I won't be able to beat Leo straight out for a little bit. So remember, Noble, like Gizmo was talking about, you can use your shackle. If you just hit your shackle on one person, it still counts toward 1 stack to your Master of the Cold Dark.
The beacons are energizing. You have to control them.
I
With
will.
a few mana problems, you may as well spam.
Yep.
The beacons have activated.
The beacons are lit.
Please let this
Gondor calls for aid. That was for you, Middle Earthbender.
All right, you guys are gonna have to take that. Yeah, it's not necessarily optimal, but nothing about this comp is optimal.
That is the truth.
You guys fail.
Yeah, they outmuscled us up here.
We did fail.
Nice. I need mana to wave clear this.
I think KT is the real KT, and Kale was just a pretender, and now it's...
Oh yeah, that's not even a question. Hasn't
ironed
Blizzard
out,
even
yeah.
said that now?
Yeah, Blizzard actually even said that.
Yeah. It is
Johanna-
a-
Johanna did come down. I do think I probably should switch with somebody so I can stack my quests faster, though.
Yeah.
We can... Here we go. Alright, Multi, you go down.
All right.
You're literally the only other person who can do it.
Yep, I got it. I'll just play goalie. I'll actually just work on my frostbite.
Yep, there you go. We're not doing too bad XP-wise.
No, we're right behind them. And they didn't get a ton out of that wave.
All right, 55.
The enemy destroyed a fort.
Oh, kill him. There we go. Good job. We got a decent garage. That makes me
Yeah, he's landing some cool stuff.
Beacons are recharging. The Zerg are growing agitated.
Alright, we need to try and make sure we take this time.
I'm backing for health down here.
Attain control of those beacons. We don't want to face angry Zerg.
Should we roll 5 deep on the top?
You could.
I'm coming.
Actually, we're fine right now.
Do we want to rotate everyone bot now? Or, yeah, we can engage this fight. Leo's still down bottom. Definitely want to close something up before they hit 10.
Problem is that Leo's just pushing bot now. Oh, spiders!
Still can't wrestle this from them.
Yeah, we need soak. The problem is we're playing a crappy comp.
We set up ahead then.
Let's just be clear. Let's just be clear.
Guys, I've almost completed my quest. That'll be good.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you at now?
73.
Oh, sweet. So it was a matter of just focusing on it.
Just lost the fort.
Got it.
Nice. Ah, it looks so good. It's okay, my flattery's done.
Flattery.
Killing spree.
This way again? Or is this the first time?
Oh.
Woo. Ah, frick.
Don't forget to check the pockets.
That finished off my quest. That one little salvo against Leora.
Looks like the beacons are reactivating.
Oh my gosh, I just went through all of them.
Not in the good way.
Don't want to alarm you, but the core is under attack.
I'll
Oh,
clear
hey,
this.
core.
I got it.
Core?
All right, we all need to go to 1.
Yep. If we can get even just a pick. I'd love to be 13, but
Oh gosh, the spiders. We didn't have our Gary with us.
nope.
We have to play a real comp for our last game.
Yes, of course.
Zerg have caught our scent. Go!
No.
Kaput. Yo, the core under attack? Yeah, that seems bad.
Alert. Zerg attack in progress.
It feels like your initial E is shorter than your... It probably is. The initial E chain is shorter than the
Chained one.
second
Yeah.
chain.
It may be.
Well,
They could tweak that as much as they want, though.
Mm-hmm.
I think this answers my questions about Chromie, though. How long was that game? 12 minutes, and I got up to 100 stacks, over 100 stacks.
That's not bad.
It's a
And you were
two-lane
trying
map,
for it,
though.
though, right?
Yeah, it is a
There's a-
2-lane map, and it is a control point to
people.
where.
Mhm.
But that's a map you could play Chromie on, though.
Yeah, right.
It,
Oh,
does,
yeah.
it doesn't have to be like easy to get on all maps. It shouldn't be.
All right, more KT codes.
Yeah. And yes, that
More
was too many mages. We were just running 3 mages to run 3 mages.
play around. All right, let's do a serious match here. Let's see. We're gonna. I should break out the ETC.
Or should I do Malf? I want to win.
Yeah, type KT if you'd like to be entered into the drawing. Mm.
You already ready for Christmas there, TBK?
Yep.
I
I
really
guess
want.
we're through the summer,
Hey,
more or less.
this has worked once before. Blizzard, can we have a Christmas tree, Kel'Thuz? Not dang it, KT, not Kel'Thuz.
Oh
KT.
yeah. Hey, you're getting
Up too late. It's broke.
Now we're gonna get a Christmas tree kill.
Kel'Thuzad just to troll you. Hey, it could be done.
Okay, let's see here. Let's give away another code or two.
Oh yeah. I'm not yawning. I swear.
No, if you type KT once, you are entered for all the roles.
Yup.
Good looking out. Hey, J84. No, Banana Man typing it more than once doesn't do anything.
Other than make you look cool. I'm serious there.
Ultima Online.
Oh, yeah.
Throwback. You don't seem too excited, Ultima.
It would appear as though I've won. No, he's a gentleman about these things. Yes.
Yes.
It would appear I am the victor among the field.
Indeed. All right, guys, this will probably be our last game for the night, so I do have one more KT code to give away after this game is done.
Yep. Stick around.
Kawaii.
Pray that we win this one. All we gotta do is hook them into the perfect polymorph, into the perfect Kel'Thuzad combo, and we've already won.
Exactly. And let me double check, but remember, guys, there will be more people heeding the call tomorrow, so be sure to watch the Apple's Heroes official Twitter account to see who's going live.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Because there will be more KT codes.
And of course the launcher.
Yep, and the launcher. So be sure to check that out.
You gotta check it out before you
Wreck it out?
don't get a KT code. I don't know.
Yeah.
This is not a weird comp. Quick match.
Yeah, no, seriously. I was thinking, like, assassin, support, warrior. Okay. We should have the bases covered.
Gosh, I love this portrait. Kitty portrait.
I'm sorry, guys. It's my Grandmaster MMR throwing off the queue.
Oh, of course.
Oh, your Grandmaster quick match MMR?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That is it. Now, if only you could translate that into your ranked MMR, you'd be set.
Yeah, I know, right?
I just want to, I want to give that spot to somebody else in ranked. It really doesn't mean much. Just doesn't mean much to me.
I see.
I'm just kidding.
Do we have the schedule of streamers? I'm not positive.
Oh, they're part of the event?
Let me look. See if it's around somewhere.
I feel like I saw it not too long ago. Holy cow, lots of New emails. Thanks for the follows.
Oh yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore.
Just watch the launcher. Watch the official Twitter. That'll have it.
Well, there we go. We're in. We got Death Knight Sonya.
Not a bad comp.
No, it's okay. You're gonna have to do a lot of damage though, so do that.
That's an Owl Bell Tyrande. Owl build.
That's true. Yeah.
Owl build.
Harry Potter Tyrande.
And Harry Potter Toronto.
Peter Dinklage.
Did you hear the glottal stops I did in that one?
Peter Dinklage. What?
Huh?
Eh? That wizard's from the moon. I just went off on 3 random topics. I apologize.
Yes, you
It's
did.
getting late.
Yes, you did. It was too late for that.
I went from Harry Potter to Game of Thrones, Peter Dinklage, to when he voiced the ghost for a short time in Destiny. It's weird. My mind's a weird place.
I'm scared.
All right, we got this.
Oh
I
yeah.
believe.
I'm not even worried.
Not even worried.
Fight's about to start.
Combat imminent.
Sub, I would guess starting around 11 o'clock Pacific is when the streams are going to start, and then it'll pretty much just go all day. I mean, it will go all day, so you don't need
It's pretty
to,
much an all-day thing.
Starting this thing in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Uh-oh, now we have to play well.
I know. I have to try now. Ugh.
Just kidding. Oh no. I'm stuck.
All right, get ready for Hook City, boys.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch. I'm gonna die. I'm dead.
Oh man, should have seen your face.
Well, that's a skin I need to grab. The Anubis skin.
Yeah, I can top just because I can jump in.
Bewilder, I can probably fix that at some point.
Getting some use out of that phylactery, you see.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you can fix that.
You guys didn't just hear me burp, did you? That'd be embarrassing.
Yep.
Damn it.
Just eat your way out.
I missed. I missed.
Kill.
You killed my chain.
2 chains.
It has to be the 2 chains build.
No, of course.
I like that. I like it.
Did you hear that on Lagging Balls? They went nuts with it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Calling him 2 chains and.
That's funny.
Phylactery.
Factory.
Shoot. Shoot, man.
Oh, look.
How does he compare in height
I
to
think
Trigall?
he's just as tall.
Yeah, he's pretty tall. He's a pretty tall son of a gun.
They actually talked about it in the documentary. They wanted to make him taller than he ended up being.
Would have been intense.
Which is pretty crazy.
He does have the big hands.
No, it was just top trying to gank me. Now she's in top mid.
That's not the real Nova, is it? It's not.
It never is.
Ouch.
It was a good show. At least I think so.
Why?
Slightly biased.
It was alright. Man, I'm missing those second hooks. Like, nobody's business. I apologize.
Don't forget to turn in your gems.
Oh no! TVK!
Maybe you shouldn't be in the front lines, Gizmo.
You pulled him to my escape. He was very tall in Warcraft, though.
He was. All right, we got the turn in. A few more.
18.
Yeah, I've got enough. I just need to get there
I
and
have the
do
only
it.
deaths on my team. I
Get
need
there.
to step it up.
Take a towel. Taste this.
Well done.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that is one of the reasons they make raid bosses big. Oh dang, that was a weird hook interaction.
Little speed buff. Oh, she took the long one.
Yep.
Make a mental note of that.
Wow, don't pull any punches or anything.
Nice. Killing her. Just keep pressuring mid. And our other web weavers will do their thing. I usually play a different Stitches build than is popular. I usually go like crazy sustain Stitches.
I think we may be overstaying our welcome. Nah, we might be able to get this. Which stitches do you go again?
Crazy sustain Stitches.
Oh yeah, okay. I like the damage one.
I need that globe for my phylactery.
I need that glove for my quest.
You have to sound like you're throwing up as you say it. Phylactery.
Yeah, Snowflake Stitches build. It's the best build. But yeah, talent wise, I'm this time around I'm taking Hungry for more amplified healing and savor the flavor. It's the unkillable Stitches build. I really like it. Time to gorge people over the wall. Da, 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 da.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Weep!
Oh yeah. Kill him.
Get him. Thank you.
We're 10. We should kill these people.
Let's stop the pushing in the middle and
Yeah,
top.
I guess.
They are 10.
Oh, I'm the wrong person.
All right, look for Ariel. Ah, just out of range. I like going the globe build on this map too, because it's a little easier to grab globes. All right, pull back a little bit. All right, over here.
She's diving in for that Az.
I'll be turning on him.
I'm gonna back just because I'm Brightwing because I can come back. We need someone so from bot though.
My quest is done, so.
Taranda's heading that way.
You got your quest done?
Yeah.
I'm only 12 globes off my 30. He's got one of the biggest globe quests in the game right now. 30 globes.
And turn in just because I have it yet.
No, we got turn in if we turn in.
Try and get 13.
Some mana. Nice. See, like Nova just like snipes me and I go, what? What was that itch?
Yeah, true.
It's like nothing. Nice. Okay. Clear these up. Five more globes. Alright, we can push middle in pretty hard, probably.
Ouch.
Alright, get ready. He doesn't have his thing.
Bro.
Right here, right here. Oh my gosh, Gizmo.
I'm trying.
There you go. Alright, back up, back up. Gazebo's just pretty damaging.
Got him!
Okay, guys.
That's the real Nova. Not that one, but that one.
I'm going back. Boom.
I'm savoring the flavor. Oh, I thought I was gonna have to
Nice.
savor.
It was still
Keep pushing.
nice.
But just keep at least kind of holding them a little bit. I do have a gorge. Whoop! All right, get ready. Right here.
Ah.
Noob, noob, noob.
I didn't mount up after all that mess.
Ariel.
Oh, damn.
Oh, that gets rid of the chain. Interesting.
Alright, when I come back, I've got critterized, so sheep targets, blow them up.
All right, let's steal this. Oh my gosh, Stitch is so fun.
Yeah, he is. He's in a good spot right now, too.
Yeah, he is.
What the heck am I?
Where are you
clicking
going?
there? I have no idea.
Crap. All right. He doesn't have his burrow. Thank you. It's amazing what you can do with a real comp. All right,
Yeah,
we have
weird.
turn-in. Let's do it. Keep the pressure on. Gosh, I need to play Sonya more. Like, that skin's just so good. I need three more orbs. That's all, or 3 more regen globes. That's all I need.
Not bad.
Okay. Nice.
I like the Sonya we got too.
Yeah, our Sonya's doing well.
That's the fake one, but I polyed her anyway. Just to send a message.
Unfortunately, the minion wave wasn't up, so we're gonna have to go bottom. Kel'Thuzad is really fun. He's very high skill cap, but you got to be good at skill shots with him. But his combo damage can be absolutely insane. Yep. All right, we might be able to end here. Or we should be able to end here, actually.
Remember, sheep targets, burst them down.
Let it be known that I have
here in
my
a second.
globe quest done. All right, focus core, we win. Woo!
This is more like it.
It's amazing what you can do with a real comp.
Yeah, you don't run 3 mages.
Yeah. Yeah, the new all the new skins this patch are pretty money. Like they're the Death Knight Sonya, both helmet on and helmet off, really cool. The Dreadlord Jaina, incredible. Look at that.
I do not regret the bundle.
No,
That
I pulled the bundle too. I'm gonna vote for Sonya too, just to give her a 4.
Oh yeah.
That was a good Stitches game.
Yes, yes it was.
Yeah.
Hey, I can open a crate. I'm gonna open a crate.
Cigars is more like a taste thing, I think. The little butt kind of weirds me out a bit.
I haven't even seen the butt. I need to look at the butt.
All right, guys, one more skin giveaway.
Hey, I got a legendary. What's it gonna be?
Just type in KT to chat.
It's gonna be
legendary.
That's sad.
I just find it weird that it makes Zagara a humanoid.
Well, they did with the Desert Queen.
Desert Queen, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I'm seeing this now.
All right. Here we go, guys.
The winner is...
Good, just a few more seconds. Funkmaster money.
Funkmaster money. Funkmaster money. More money, more problems, Funkmaster. Now you got more money because you don't gotta buy KT. Watch out for them problems.
That's right. They're coming. Give it time.
Okay, well, that is going to do it for our stream tonight and the Heed the Call for today. Thank you again, guys, so much. For those of you that checked us out for the first time, thanks again. Very big thanks to Blizzard for the feature and the KT codes to be able to give to you all. And remember, it shows every Wednesday on this channel at 9 p.m. Central. And you can follow us, all of us, on Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff. Gizmozord, Multizord, TBKZord. And we appreciate you guys. And we're sad to end it, but we gotta go to bed. Gotta go to bed.
Gotta work
in
in the morning.
Gotta get the episode all done and
All right. We will see you all.
Welcome to all the new folks
next week.
Yeah,
yes,
for sure.
you're welcome.
Stick with us.
Bye-bye.